yeah. Yeah. The enemy's public with Bro.Nasir, the soldier, the general who has no fear. Welcome to the channel that channels the energy. We don't just discuss the problems, we give you the remedies. Peace, love, and unity, it gotta be the rank and file, one unit camaraderie. Study together, train together, put our brains together. Organize, strategize, deputize, because the system is weaponized. Taking matters in my own hand. The bills with substance, you listening to a grown man. TEP will never sell out. If this stream ain't for you, log off and get the hell out. Like, share, and subscribe, cause we one tribe.
The evil person, an evil man or woman whose nature is to be evil, somehow cannot become a righteous person. Peace. This is the enemy's public. I am Bro.Nasir. I hope everyone's enjoying this beautiful Sunday afternoon. This afternoon, we're going to speak about stranger danger. We cannot trust anyone, anywhere. We have to look to each other for our salvation, look to each other for our salvage and our protection. Because when we look outside of ourselves and we depend on someone being benevolent to actually contribute to our salvation and to save us, we put ourselves in danger. Now, with the recent events that happened in Mississippi, Columbus, South Carolina, Texas, what have you, from our babies to our elders, we have to understand that when we are among certain people, the troublemakers of the earth, when we make the grave mistake to fall for smiling faces, acts of kindness, we put ourselves in that type of danger, grave danger. And we have to teach our children to not be isolated, teach each other all together, not necessarily just the children. We have to teach each other to not be isolated when we're dealing with these people. Because when we're invited to go places, we need to understand, if it turns out that you are the only one there, I would suggest that you do about face and get out of there and not be the only person going on trips. And a lot of times they want to invite your child to a sleepover, and when your child is the only brother or sister at a sleepover, and even when there's children, there's some type of abuse. It's cases where a child was invited to a sleepover and that child was abused, beat up, and some of them was unalived. So we have to be mindful when we're hanging out with them. I would suggest that you don't hang out with them. I would suggest when they ask you to go out for drinks, them trying to get you out of your mind with mind-altering substances, that you should decline. You should, just say no. You don't even have to say no, thank you. Just say no. I don't want to go out. You don't have to give a reason of why you don't want to do something. Just say you don't want to do it. Tell them that you don't drink. Why would you look at me and suggest that I drink anyway? But before we get started, I'm going to do some promos, and I'm going to play a few music selections before I get into the subject matter. But we need to understand, stay away from strangers. If you If you engage strangers, you put yourself in danger. And stranger don't only mean a unfamiliar person. If you surround yourself around strange people that engage and display strange behavior, you are putting yourself in danger. So keep that in mind. Meanwhile, I'm going to do some promos. Greetings to my sister, Nabi Poet. Thank you for joining, sis. I appreciate it. Big Dog Philly OG, the comrade Maybach. I'm going to play a few promos and a few music selections, and then I'm going to get into the subject matter. Again, if you surround yourself around strange people who display strange behavior, you're going to put yourself in danger. And stranger danger don't only mean an unfamiliar person. A strange person, you would be in that same type of danger.
I don't know how I got here. I just know I'm never going back. Just when I thought things were already crazy, it gets worse.
I'm back.
Quan?
Sapphire struggles to deal with her husband's alleged betrayal and coming to terms with Quan being alive after thinking he was deceased. Devante tries to keep a level head while dealing with family issues and unexpected disloyalty. Memories of Dre enters Devante's life in a way that he would have never imagined.
Fire Part 2, the finale. Get your copy of Fire. It's definitely a must-read. If you enjoy hood books, this one is it. Just like the title of the book, it's officially Fire. Get it on Amazon, paperback or Kindle.
If you haven't gotten your copy of my wife's book, Fire, go to Amazon, go to Books, Angela King James, and get your copy of my wife's book, Fire, F-Y-R-E, by Angela King James. Get your copy of Fire, Book 2, the finale. They're both out at Amazon on paperback or Kindle. Get your copies. Very good read. I'm not into novelties, but I read both books, and both books are very good reads. So if you get a chance, go to Amazon, F-Y-R-E, Angela King James, get your copy of my wife's book, Fire. Now, I'm going to get to the subject matter in a few seconds. Let me pull up. I usually would have it ready, but I got a phone call and I got sidetracked, but just give me a second. I will be able to pull up the music that I'm going to be playing for this afternoon's stream. Just go to my playlist and I'll be able to pull it up. Just bear with me. I usually will have this set already and just go right into it. But I'm going to play a few music selections. I have it all lined up. I'm going to play a few music selections first. And then I'll get to the subject matter. But it's important that we know that it's not just narrowed down to what's going on today as far as our children and our elders. And we all, if we're not careful, we put ourselves in danger by not being aware of our surroundings and who we're around. We have to be careful. Don't go to everything somebody invite you to. They want to take you out to drink, get you out your mind, and then do what they had in their mind in the first place. Always think about Jasper, Texas with James Byrd. You know, he went out drinking and, you know, same thing happened. This is back in 1998. We have to be mindful. We have to be mindful. We're going to start with my brother Dre Cobb's Indian Trail.
I'm gonna apply pressure. I'm gonna dissect.
Indian trails to the freeways. We make the hustle look easy. Trapping furs all season. The way we push our line. Yeah, we are still the people from those times. Yeah, through it all we continue to shine. 'Cause Indian trails make freeways over time. Yeah. Indian trails make freeways over time.
I feel the ancestors, they still with us. They give us the fight when we in the field with it. Blood on the foundation, we build with it. The echoes of the past shapes the mold. From the cotton to the concrete, the story's been told. But let the real American Indian story unfold. Take pictures with the flames, let it burn in your soul. We carved from the land, they tried to erase us from one wave of the hand, but still we stand. How you doing the treaty? That ain't your man, the game was planned. They drew them lines, and on them trails they see the world through an Indian's eyes. They say the colonizer came, and the Indian died. But I told you we still here, it's time that it's still fit for thinking they can come near an aborigine. Our family legacies is deep in our memories. Cherokee, Chickasaw, and Choctaw. Fucking with the chiefs and get you knocked off. The warrior spirit still inside. Granny's strength with granddaddy's pride. And them stories that was left behind. This is my path, and I'ma finish this trail in due time. Ain't nothing fucking with my bloodline. We shine. It's part of my design.
Indian trails to the freeways. We make the hustle look easy. Trapping furs all season. The way we push our line. Yeah, we are still the people from those times. Yeah, through it all we continue to shine. 'Cause Indian trails make freeways over time. Yeah. Indian trails made freeways over
Heavy is the head that wears the feathered crown. We built it from the ground, from Cahokia to the Etowah Mounds. They know what they found. The copper-colored Indians with a knowledge profound. With the carvings and the paintings that was left all around. Riding on the Indian trails, yeah, holding it down. Going back to what my family name on the town. Blood in the soil, roots deep in the ground. We honor those who came before us now.
I'll die an Indian, and that's it. I don't care what my complexion is. It doesn't matter. My kids are Indian, and I'm Indian.
Oh yeah, they see us shining now. Indian trails made freeways over time.
Comrade Dre Cobb. That's the Comrade Dre Cobbs, always putting out fire music. I really enjoy his stuff. He did an intro for me about a year ago. It was fire also. But now we're going to move on to the next one. Dre Cobbs, Black Flight, Sean, and DJ Real One. Could have been me. It's a short joint, but it's fire. This is a short joint, but it's fire. I mean, he, in 1 minute, he covered a lot of territory, just nice wordplay and cadence. When you got a nice wordplay and cadence, you can put a lot in 1 minute.
Yo, Laquan McDonald, yeah, that could have been me. They gave him 16, they left him dead in the street. Breonna Taylor, they murdered the queen. It's an attack on the melanated. Dylan Roof shot up a church and the racists celebrated. Eric Gardner and George Floyd. I can't breathe, and if I can't breathe, then you can't breathe. If I die, they get paid leave. Families left to grieve, and you wonder why we say fuck the police? It's the black lives I see murdered on the TV. They raped and pillaged to control our village. Now they video to show the killers. If you black, they paint you as the villain. How would you feel if we went in your neighborhood and started lynching? Set up shop and made millions. I don't think they would be too forgiving. Pay attention while the truth is speaking. It's the reason why the truth is speaking.
It's fire. Then we got Danique. NOI members can rhyme too. NOI members got fire lyrics and dope cadence also.
Yeah. Ready? Check it. Look, stop overthinking your moves and just react. And you won't leave room for doubt to hold you back. You're not organizing all day, you ain't talking facts. And then you wonder why you ain't able to hold a stack. You got too much pride, not enough in your mind. Plus your flow garbage, man, you niggas need to stop it. Gotta be a humble assassin, master of taking action. Book small street, small speak, the mood of masses. Money don't make the man, but if the man don't got a plan to make the money, leave his family looking funny. They like, damn, where you at? You should be the man here. Wife like, boy, I'm gonna need a man here. See time flying, and you don't need to stand there. You better start running, hit the grind 100. See my bars hit rapping so hard when I'm speaking. Now I'm flying over cars like it's all-star weekend. Y'all halfway decent. Boy, I ain't ready. Me, I set fire to this mic like Pepsi. I run laps around you cats, I'm on my second win. Put the game in the figure four like it's wrestling. Spit it till it's excellence, and now I do it effortless. Take you dudes out your comfort zone, you irrelevant. To be a man in this world like the universe resting up on your shoulders, you gotta work with the elements and separate the men from the boys who's all noise. Came up rough, but my mannerism is poised. All praise to Allah for giving restrictive laws. In the hood, I seen more hand in hands than Freud. The pain, the joy. Brothers die, babies born, the brain is war. And some days it rain the law. I seen dreams to fly, turn the schemes to raw. Potential NBA stars, not security guards and pop culture. Raise us up, mixtape merchants. Bar shift gravity, you can feel the inertia. I'm mathematically ripping rappers rapidly, tactically, emphatically. They don't got the capacity to stack. Everybody ready for me. Bring your whole crew, man. I make them inspect the deck like Wu-Tang. Don't talk, just show and prove when you do things. And time will determine who's real if your crew change. We wanted to be mobsters, made men. Until we find out we was cars, then the game changed. Some brothers didn't see it when it made sense. It's like a brand new camera, same old lens. Hide off the handle, a sample, or leave the game open like sandals. Hot like a blazer, then came up from a lighter, man. I'm flaming and I'm potent the flow and to take them higher. Rap supplier, I'm fireman, they need more. These dudes hating, I see through them like screen doors. Eat more, you won't have time to see flaws. Meanwhile, they're comparing me to C4s. I'm cut from a different scene, running at a different speed, different ball game, I'm in a different league. Won't stop shit until I'm greater than 5 lakes. It's my fate. Now I'ma start off with the tri-state. First rapper, try first rap. By annihilate. Blacks killing blacks, still leading the crime rate. Self-hatred, no limits and no rules. Young boys playing with steel like Yakub. I'm trying to bridge the gap from the Crips and the Pyrus. Cause at the end of the day, homie, we all lose. Me, I'm all grind, you all snooze. You still need 5 more minutes to get through. Be the evolution of revolution and make a change. Y'all barking me, I bite and lock you on the game. I locked you on the game. Be the evolution of revolution and make a change.
www.zyx.com. Your source for that heat. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, Danique is dope. This is dope MC. My brother Maybach. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat when I finish doing the music presentation, my brother. Stand by, comrade. Next we got Mayday. It's what we need to do. See, that's why I did Danique first, because in order for us to suffice and affect positive change of our condition, we have to close the ranks, brother, sister. We have to close the rank. Know who we are and go accordingly and close the ranks. One step, one move, on accord.
Question must be asked of the youth. Who are you?
Can I help you? Yeah, I came to reclaim my birthright.
Peace, this is Mayday. Hear the call, no play. They got the mic check. 1, 2, making sure the message stays straight. This ain't a game, this is closing the ranks. Let's give thanks to the ancestors standing firm upon these ancient riverbanks. A TEP production, yeah, you know the sound and the heat. Camaraderie is the currency. Success is tasting so sweet. Who are we? Where are we? Are we where we need to be? Still rooted in the soil, indigenous. We never deflate. Never deflate. Closing the ranks, gotta unify the whole fam. Stronger together, that's the powerful battle plan. From the soil, from the land. Yes, we're taking our stand. Unity's a bomb more potent than any quicksand. Well, closing the ranks, hear the rhythm, feel the vibration. Protect the culture, the mind, the future of the nation. We were born free, not enslaved. Understand the history. Reclaim the narrative, break the chains of false mystery. Nasir said, make it plain, so the understanding is broad. Demons came with technology, their doctrines are flawed. Troublemakers of the earth, mental sodomies, the method, warmongering thieves. Where they step, everything shredded, the shedding of blood. The delight wherever they arrive, leaving massive voids, destroying everything that was alive. Reclassification scheme, a tactic to steal a terrain from aboriginal, indigenous to Negro, back and forth again. In 1 century, they tried to erase our foundation. From black to African American, confusion across the whole nation. But the wise men spoke truth, that shit in the deep stone. Our unity, one voice can never be overthrown. More powerful than atomic bomb, that's the calculation. Let's unite right now, fulfill the true spiritual obligations in the ranks. Gotta unify the whole fam. Stronger together, that's the powerful battle plan. From the soil, from the land. Yes, we're taking our stand. Unity's a bomb more potent than any quicksand. Closing the ranks, hear the rhythm, feel the vibration. Protect the culture, the mind, the future of the nation. We were born free, not enslaved. Understand the history. Reclaim the narrative, break the chains of false mystery. No more division, only precision. Power in the vision. We rise as one, no ranks. Close the mission complete. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Can I help you? Yeah, I came to reclaim my birthright.
Now, as who we are, we have to do something. Not argue back and forth about who we are constantly. We have to do something as who we are, because no matter who and what we call ourselves, if we are unable to exercise, first establish, then exercise any power among powerful people, it will not be respected, because the only thing powerful people respect is other powerful people. I can't say it enough. I'm going to always stress it. If we don't enable ourselves to exercise power and be powerful among powerful people, who we are is just going to be another name that we call ourselves. Salute, greetings to my comrade Maybach, 1804. Greetings,
Salute, mic check 1 2 2 1. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother. Loud and clear.
Yeah, I really don't know what's going on with YouTube. Like, Peach couldn't stream my channel yesterday. It was asking for a bunch of questions. Now it's like I try to hit the StreamYard like 5 times, and they keep telling me I gotta sign in. Then it's like I gotta hit the verification and say yes, it's me. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? I didn't have this issue, but I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to check. But either which way, I'm here.
Yes, sir. I
Appreciate you.
appreciate you. I appreciate
Likewise.
you joining, brother. A lot of times they log you out, brother, and you gotta log back in and make it and sort of link it with your Gmail, wherever you're using to
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
to sometimes they log you out, you know. They be on
One
some
of the
strange
crazy verifications, not to cut your wisdom, one of the verifications has been asking me for a couple of years now. I never asked nobody. It was talking about to do a quick 60-minute or 60-second video or showing your ID or passport. I don't know if you've seen that. And I'm
I've
like,
seen
yeah,
I'm not doing any of that, brother.
that's a fact. That's a fact.
I'm not doing any of that.
That's a
First,
fact.
you see what it
That's
say on the top left corner, brother? On like by Mayday's picture.
um what is it saying? Go ahead, read it to
It
me.
says YouTube Premium.
Okay. I don't see that on my end. Got you
That
though.
that means I'm
Copy.
paying for this.
Got you.
I'm paying for that. I'm not using free
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. I'm paying for my YouTube, and I'm not giving you any ID. I'm
Correct.
not doing that.
Correct.
And
Correct.
I pay for my StreamYard. They
Uh-huh.
went up
Uh-huh.
$25 to 45.99 to
I
$45.
heard. I heard about that.
You
Yes, I
think I'm
heard.
about to show some ID when I'm paying for this? I'm not getting free service. I pay for this. So no, they're not getting anything from me. But this today's subject, brother, I'm sure you're familiar. Stranger danger. We cannot
Mm-hmm.
trust anyone.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Even
You
if they
know,
look like us. Go ahead. My fault.
grown women, my brother, have gone. But that's correct what you just said. Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
we act other than ourselves and we victimize each other. I don't want to dwell on that because I
Mm-hmm.
know the problems that we have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know the problems that we have. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Being around, being around,
Yeah.
growing up,
Yeah.
my upbringing, I know the problems that we have. And I would never be, I would talk about it. I would try to be the solution to those things.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say, honestly, I was never a part of that problem. I can honestly say that. I was never
Mm-hmm.
a part of that problem that our people have.
Mm-hmm.
And I encourage those who are a part of that problem to not be a part of that problem. My sentiment is, and my chain of thought was always, we need to close the ranks. We should be working together because we have too many brilliant thinkers not doing anything collectively.
Correct.
And we pull our resources and we pull our information together. That's what we should be doing. Our resources and our information, we should be pulling resources. Everyone should be a resource. There shouldn't be no bickering, and the code's supposed to be the leader.
Mm-hmm.
Let the code be the leader. But stranger danger, we cannot trust anyone. From our babies, from toddlers to elders, we have to look towards each other
Mm-hmm.
because people would take jobs just to empower themselves, to get
Mm-hmm.
themselves in position to do what's being done.
Correct.
You've been around long enough to know. You're up
Yeah.
in you're up in Boston, a very racist ass city. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You're up in
Mm-hmm.
Boston. I know you probably know more than I do
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to that because Boston is racist as hell. I've been up to Boston a few times,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you live there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
You
I kind of talked about that, with the Jalen Brown situation, whether you into sports or not, but you paying attention. That brother wanted to create a Black Wall Street. And once he started talking like that 3 years ago, that's what they did. You won't hear nothing about Jason Tatum. Why? Jason Tatum, he goes along to get along. He complies, he obeys. But Jalen Brown is a brilliant mind. Even being drafted, because he never went and got an agent, quote unquote handler, they already was side-eyeing him and say, oh, he's a problem.
be
So when
problematic.
correct, because anybody, you don't need to be in sport to see this man got traded for nothing in return. They wanted to trade for Giannis, but they didn't want to give him up for Giannis People will tell you it's because of money. People will say, well, they can't have two max players. That's not what it is. This man
brother.
have done this
You're
brother.
right,
Go
brother.
ahead. Uh-huh.
Good.
Mhm.
I'm just agreeing with you. You're right, brother.
Okay. This brother has done, if not the same amount or a little more than Bill Russell. And that's not a knock on Bill Russell. I'm just letting you know how this brother is. This brother, I've been saying it. He's built a lot of basketball courts. However, people feel he's donated money to MIT. We're not talking about like he had sponsors write him a check and he's hand that check over. I'm talking about out of his own pocket to move forward. He's been involved in a lot of Haitian community things. We have another big nationality called Cape Verdeans, which is west of Africa. You might as well say they're African, but they've been colonized by by Portugal, right? So they speak Portuguese, and Creole is a made up language, just like Haitian Creole is made up. People will say it's off of French. No, Haitians in Haiti do not speak French first. It's Creole they speak, right? So back to what I want to say. This brother has a bunch of things that he's been doing. So he speaks up against the system. He even created his own shoe for him to wear, which Kanye West was involved with him a little bit and stuff like that. So this is why he didn't make the Olympic team. This is why they said, oh, he's not marketable. This is what Stephen A. So the point I'm just trying to make, when you speak against the system and you stand for something, they're going to deem you crazy. They're going to deem you to be a problem, and they're going to try to
Oh
get you
yeah,
out the way. You know?
definitely. The way they did Monique, the way they
Yeah.
blackballed her,
There
and
you
others,
go.
because
Correct.
she was speaking
Correct.
out against how the industry does,
Correct.
our brothers and sisters who are in that industry.
The gatekeepers.
With
Correct. The
me, I
gatekeepers.
would, if I would come into that type of money,
Mhm.
I would have someone who I can trust to count my money.
Mhm. Mhm.
And the only one I can trust counting my money would be the one I've been with for decades.
There you go.
She gonna make sure all of our money stay with us. My
There you
wife.
go.
She gonna make
There
sure
you
every
go.
time stay with us. Salute to my good brother, Big Mouthpiece.
Peace,
Salute to
brothers.
mouthpiece. Salute.
Salute, brother.
Salute. But
Sapase, my
brother,
brother. Peace and blessings.
Sakafet. Like you just said, right? Let me give
Nabule.
you okay. Now, let me give you an example, right? This just happened to Floyd, right? Floyd got rid of someone who really was looking out for his best interests, right? And he went and got
Yeah.
a Jewish person, right? He hired a
Yep.
Jewish, right? And look what happened. Robbed
I'm
him
gonna tell
clean.
you. I'm gonna tell
Go
you,
ahead.
brother. When Leonard Ellaby was with
There you go.
Floyd, he had no
Correct.
problems, bro.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
He should have never ever departed or severed the relationship that he had with Leonard Ellaby because Leonard Ellaby took him to where he's at. That's
Yeah.
crazy to do that.
But you know why they got him out the way though. Think about it, right?
They
I
always
hire
do that. They
you.
always come through. They
Correct.
always come between the brother and the other brother
Correct.
who has been. Can you imagine, bro?
Hmm. Hmm.
They friends that been friends for decades since they were
Hmm.
children are not friends anymore because people come
Correct.
between them.
Yes, correct. The industry always send the handler. Whatever your vice is, they'll send that vice to you. Then you love women, they send in the women. You like taking things and put substances in your body. That's what they're gonna give to you, right? And tell you, hey, sign this contract. This is the new person we assign to you. You feel what I'm saying?
It's just
So
on
the
the
person,
con.
like how you said, like Rick Ross, I'll use him as an example, right? He had years with gunplay. Years with gunplay. The minute he started going out the ladder, you did not see gunplay anymore.
That's what
I heard.
they would
Correct.
say that you would not
True indeed.
climb. You would not
Correct.
climb if you keep associating yourself with that.
Get, correct.
You could even go to Jay-Z and Dame Dash.
There you go. There
They
you
worked
go.
tirelessly to separate them two.
Correct. Correct. Leo Cohen did a great job at doing that.
Exactly.
He didn't like Dame Dash. Why? Because Dame Dash
Do
stood
you
on
know that?
business.
Do you know
Go
that
ahead.
Abraham Cooper sat on Nick Cannon's platform and he bragged about being the person
Mhm.
who turned PE against Professor Griff. He
Mm,
bragged about it. I'm the
that's
one who got him
crazy.
kicked Public Enemy. The minister of
Oh
information,
man.
the one who gathered the information, he gathered the information and for them to formulate the songs. That was Griff's job, along with S1W. He was the he was the DI, the drill instructor for S1Ws, and he was the road manager. And he helped write. You know what I'm saying? He gathered the information, formulated the ideas for the songs, and he went to do an interview that Chuck was supposed to do with Dave Mills. Dave Mills was like one of the executive producers of The Wire. From my understanding, he died on the set of The Wire.
True indeed.
And Dave Mills had a girlfriend. She was the other, and then when she came out, the whole trajectory of the conversation, changed. And then things that were said off the record was put on the record. And all that trouble started with them saying things that was off the record, putting it out there, which was unethical when it comes to journalism. Dave, it was just crazy, bro. I remember it clearly, and I was very disgruntled. I'm like, this is not cool. When it's somebody that you grew up with, your birthday is the same damn day. You're born in the same hospital the same day. It's crazy. Chuck D and Griff born on the same day. Same hospital.
Wow.
Same year. Both of their birthdays are August 1st, 1960. Born in the same hospital, same day. Same year.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either, brother. Wow, man. Peace to them brothers, man. Damn. You look how the power magnified with them brothers, man. That let you know it's deeper than rap. It's far more deeper than rap.
Supposed to be. It's supposed to be. It was supposed to be. I mean, I talk to Big Bro all the time and about that situation. He be like, don't, bro, I ain't even thinking about that. Now, but that's wrong how they did, bro. I tell them all the time, I said, yo, I'm pissed at them dudes for how they handled that. Me, I just stood tall with my bro.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing though. We have a lot of suckers. I don't know if y'all knew this, right? Drez, whatever his name is, from Black Sheep.
I remember Black Sheep.
Yeah, he was
Where's the Black Sheep? Here's the Black. Oh yeah, I remember.
He was on somebody's platform, right? Where they was inside the barbershop. That guy, I know.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what he's talking about too. Yep.
So he said he put a class action lawsuit against the record label he was signed to, because when they signed their deal, it was under the old, years ago, back in the 90s, where there was no streaming and everything, right? So long story short, they're making money. The company's making money. He wanted other brothers, other artists to sign the petition so they can move forward. There was only a few people, and last that I checked, that got dropped. Same thing with Salt and Pepper. Salt and Pepper just got denied again. Another lawsuit that they put in place.
Damn.
How
for the intellectual property?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Even down to their name.
They're supposed to get that. They're supposed to get that,
bro.
After
Herbie
30 years. Anyway.
Yeah, I know, but Herbie played them,
bro.
though. Herbie played them. I know he was writing their rhymes, which you're supposed to do that, right? I'm signed with ASCAP, right? I'm signed with ASCAP as a producer and a writer, right? But I would never play the artist. But again, everybody don't have the same heart. People say a lot of things until money starts rolling in.
Money start coming in, yeah, bro.
There you go. Then you see somebody's true colors.
Brotherhood,
like how you said,
to do it in, bro.
Yeah, you like you just gave the perfect example. People could come from the sandbox together, first grade together. Their mother and your mother is best friends. Whatever,
yes,
you know all of that other shit. But when the money starts coming in, that's when the funniness starts happening.
Can you imagine,
and it's unfortunate. Go ahead.
Can you imagine that Roger Troutman brother unalived him? Roger Troutman from Zap, his brother unalived him over that shit.
I was about to say that. Yeah, over money.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. I ain't know that.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, man. It's
Come
nasty
on,
work,
brother.
man. Angie Stone exposed them too. Angie Stone exposed,
man, I wish she wouldn't have revealed her hand. I wish Angie Stone wouldn't have revealed her hand like that, brother. I wish she should have just.
Man,
but I understand she had to make it known because, and I understand the urgency of when she got poisoned at first. I get it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. You
not.
remember that?
I'm not.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
oblivious to that. But the
Yeah.
way she moved should have just had it been a little bit more strategic because she wasn't moving strategic enough. You know what I'm saying?
Mouthpiece. But let me
Go
say,
right
let
ahead,
me
brother.
tell you this though, right?
Go ahead, brother.
When you move with the spirit of the Almighty,
No doubt.
and you stand on something, bro. You know what I mean? You
Indeed.
don't fear
Indeed.
because I'm glad you brought that up because when she went to the hospital, she said I was sick, but I wasn't that bad.
There we go.
They gave me something, and all of a sudden, it happened to Albie Shore too.
Yep.
He tried to,
Yep.
you know. So,
Yep.
bro, has been going on for so long. We could talk about Sam Cooke being played. You know what
Come
I'm
on.
saying? How they played him. We could
Come
keep
on.
going on. But my
Phyllis
thing is
Hyman,
this
Whitney
though.
Houston. Shit.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, there
connect. It
you
all
go.
connects.
Correct.
It
But
all
my thing
connects.
is this though, right? Why do, especially nowadays, I understand artists is living in a certain type of condition, environment, and all of that, right?
Right.
My thing is, if I go sign with Mouthpiece Records, you give me $1 million, automatically I'm in the red for the $1 million. So all these shows that I'm doing, that's supposed to go to me. But if I sign that 360 deal, brother, like this is what I'm saying. I'm not blaming the artist fully, and I'm not
Right.
blaming.
Right.
You,
And you
you get
can't.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't.
So
Yep.
at the
Yep.
same time, my fault. I'm not blaming the record label execs fully, right?
Right. Right.
Because you sign. So we could even use this Gucci incident,
Come on, let's go, brother.
right?
Talk to him.
So
Talk
people
to
One
him.
keep
second,
sitting
brother.
there
One second,
talking
brother.
about.
One
Okay.
Go
second,
ahead.
brother.
Go
Greetings
ahead.
to the comrade Big Dog Philly OG. Thanks for joining, my
Salute.
brother. Greetings to you,
Peace, big
brother.
Salute.
dog,
Peace.
Philly OG. Peace, brother. Peace and power,
Salute,
brother. My
Philly.
network, brother.
Salute, salute, salute. So the point I'm trying to make is right. People are like, well, Gucci used to live a life, and this is the problem with our community. What
Oh
you
my
did
God.
20 years
Oh my God. Talk
ago,
to him, brother.
you can't talk about the same person or think that's the same person 20 years later.
Oh
And
yeah,
people
I
get,
mean, if you
uh-huh,
haven't been around them, if you
hmm
haven't been around somebody, even if it's your best friend, and even
hmm
if it's a family member, you're going to have to get to know them again.
there
There we
you
go.
go. People change, people evolve, right? So the long
Yes.
story I just want to make is people want to salute Pooh Shiesty for what he did. He's a quote unquote real N-word, right?
Right.
But bro, you going back to jail.
Oh my God.
You're still under that same contract. You didn't
Oh man.
resolve, like, so that lets me know the 5, 6 years or whatever you did in the feds, you
Oh,
did not come out with the proper mentality.
I
You
mean,
know, we could do.
I
Go
mean,
ahead.
sometimes people who are not criminals, when they go to jail, they learn criminality in jail.
That's a fact. That
You know
is
what
a
I'm saying?
fact.
They learn it in jail, and
Mhm.
they come out criminals. And they didn't necessarily go in as a criminal, but
That's a
they
fact.
came out a criminal.
That's a fact. So the
Let
that's
us
true
point I'm
because
know.
it's that's true
correct. Go
because
ahead.
his business mentality did not mature. I get that. It did
Yeah.
not mature because
Correct.
even then you were doing that at a standpoint to say, all right, I want all my masters. I want all my money back from my masters. That's the main thing, right?
Hmm.
It's understood. But at that time, Gucci was already in negotiation with him to give him a better percentage and
There
more
you
money
go.
because
Correct.
who was the hottest artist that Gucci man signed? He knew
He. Correct.
Fujiano and
Uh-huh.
Pooh Shiesty.
There you
Pooh
go.
Shiesty
Correct.
you're right. He didn't adapt that business mentality because you're right. He was stuck in that crime mentality. And hadn't he would have just had thought for 1 second to say,
Hmm.
all right, let me ask him to take me out the deal first. And if he don't, then we will proceed with upping the blitz and making it sticky. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Even
what
then,
made that?
that should have been
Brothers,
your
Uh-huh.
brothers.
yep.
I don't want to get sidetracked. We need
Go
to
No,
ahead.
no.
get into this. We need to
Go
get
ahead.
into the subject matter
Go right
now.
ahead, brother.
With the stranger danger, we cannot trust anyone because
Indeed.
it's not
Fact.
like what you're saying. It's not synonymous to the topic, and it is because it's dealing with trust.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? It's dealing with trust.
Hmm.
And it's dealing with trustworthiness, because we shouldn't trust anyone regardless. We shouldn't trust anyone until they show themselves as being trustworthy.
True indeed.
Not just, looking at somebody and say, oh, I can trust him. Because again, we covered acts of kindness. We covered that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Indeed. Salute to everybody that tapped in too, man. Make sure y'all, if y'all ain't checked it out, tap in with Acts of Kindness, Smiling Faces, Part 1 and 2.
Exactly. We covered smiling faces because people are quick to smile in your face.
Hmm.
OJ said it good. All the time they want to take your place.
Yeah.
Them
Backstabbers.
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 You know what I'm saying?
Backstabber. I'm
And
sorry, my bad, my bad.
that's the absolute truth.
Hmm.
Now, in this first video, a mother of a 5-year-old,
Hmm.
she's upset because a teacher made her 5-year-old clean the toilet with his bare hands. The toilet, he was using the
Oh,
bathroom and the toilet was clogged.
Oh,
and instead of calling maintenance, she made the young kindergartner clean the toilet out with his hands. Check it out.
That's nasty work, man.
If you want me to stop it, just just tell me pause, brother. Not that kind of pause, but pause.
Yeah, we got you.
no doubt, brother. You already know. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody with the Heat Magazine. We're here today with Ashley Murray and her mom. She is the young lady whose son was at Crystal Hill Elementary, correct?
Yeah.
And a teacher had him to clean out a toilet with his bare hands that had feces in the toilet. So we're going to ask her a couple of questions today. If you guys have any questions for her, go ahead and drop down and leave a comment, and we'll see if we can get those answered. So, Ashley, I'm so sorry that this happened to you and your son. How long has he gone to that school?
He's been there since November. I was staying in Lone Oak and I moved to Mobile.
Have you? Is that his regular teacher, the lady? And have you ever had any problems out of her before?
Not really. Nothing major. Nothing too. I mean, she may have. I'm trying to think. I believe she said something one time to me. Well, she kind of asked me. Ashley was sleeping in class, and she wanted to know if something was going on in the household. And I'm like, he gets up and goes to the bathroom in the middle of the night. So sometimes he'll stay up just a little bit longer, or something like that. If he's a kid.
Yeah, like kids do. Yeah.
So he'll fall asleep when he gets to school. But he usually goes to bed around 8:30. So I never really have a problem with him going to sleep at home. So he goes to sleep when he's at school. And she asked me, is there anything going on at home? And I'm just like, no, ma'am. I'm like, that's nothing's going on.
Have you noticed any changes in behavior with him being in her class?
No, not really. No.
Because you know how some kids, they may, should display maybe being very quiet or saying that they don't like something or they don't want to go into the class.
Yeah.
How did you find out that this incident happened?
Well, he spent the night over here in Miss Monachi's house. He spent the night over here Friday night. I was trying to talk to him Friday night, but he was asleep when I called, and it was early. It was like 8 o'clock. So I came, and I guess his godmama didn't want me to know over the phone. So she texted me, told me he was asleep, and then sorry about that. And then so I came Saturday morning around maybe 11ish, 12 o'clock. And as soon as I came up the stairs, Ashton immediately told me what happened. He told me that his teacher made him go into the toilet and get boo-boo and boo-boo tissue out of the toilet. He had boo-boo on his hands. He's a kid. I'm pretty sure he didn't wash his hands good. Because at home, he doesn't even, wash with a full 30 stick.
Yeah.
So it disturbed me. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, did she really do this? And, he kept saying it over and over again. And I know my child, when he keeps repeating something over and over and over again, I know he's not lying.
It's definitely something that happened.
Yeah. So it was over the weekend. So I called Monday morning. I called the school. I spoke with the assistant principal, Miss Ethel. She told me she's going to call me back. She got in contact with the principal. The principal called me back. She wanted to know my side of the story, what happened, what Ashton told me. I let her know everything, all the details. She was disturbed by it. So she said she's going to pull Miss Lassiter out of the class. She then pulled Miss Lassiter out of the class. So she called me back. She said, I pulled Miss Lassiter out of the class. She stated she didn't know why she did. Well, no, she told me she didn't know why she did, but she told the principal that she did it to teach him a lesson. The lesson was how not.
She said she don't know why she did it. And then she switched to say she did it to teach him a lesson. I would love to know what this lesson is. Teach him a lesson, a 5-year-old, a lesson. The lesson should have been in that curriculum. That's the only lessons that a teacher is supposed to be teaching a child. At that damn board, at that chalkboard, in those books. That's it. As far as a lesson, as far as don't do this or this can happen, that's not for a teacher to teach a 5-year-old. That's just crazy to me. Anybody else want to tap in, just feel free to do so. but she want to teach him a lesson. That's crazy.
I'm not to stop up the toilet. He's a 5-year-old. He's not. I didn't take him to school to be a janitor.
Right.
So Miss Lassiter called me personally. When she got on the phone, she said, I don't have an explanation on what happened. I know I was wrong and I deeply apologize. And I said about my son, I'm protective over my son by any means. That's my baby. I'm protective over my kid. She stated again, she apologized again. And then she said, do you have anything else to say to me? I didn't have nothing else to say to her. I immediately called my mom when I got off the phone with her, and I let my mom know what happened. And my mom is the one who took action.
So, Mom, this is quite disturbing. How did you take this news when she told you what happened?
I literally was on my way from where I live in Lone Oak to Little Rock and thought I was going to have to pull over because I was like, she did what? I said, what? And so my daughter kind of heard it in my voice. I was kind of frantic, and I said, she did what? Wait, I couldn't even get my words out. She was like, Mother, calm down. That's why I didn't want you to know, because it was on my way to a meeting. And so I said, as soon as I get to my destination, I am going to make some calls. I called to Crystal Hill Elementary and talked to Miss Ethel. And then she proceeded to tell me what she had told my daughter as well, that she had talked to her. I never knew that she was on leave or anything. So then I called to the time.
She was still at the school.
Because she said it was just going to be a conversation.
Yeah, she just wanted it to be a conversation, and they just wanted Ashton. They asked me, did I want to switch Ashton class? I said yes, I want to switch his class immediately, because they weren't trying to switch his classes. And I'm like, no, switch my son's class immediately. So they ended up switching his class the next day. So then that's when we found out through the news station that she was on leave.
So. And I talked with Dr. Williams as well at the school district, and she said she would need to investigate and everything. That was Monday. So then I emailed Fox 16, and I left something for Channel 7 as well. And I told them, I said, well, I'm going forth with this. That's not enough for me, for you to pull out and talk to her. No, that's not satisfying to me. And no, I can't do it.
They were basically trying to sweep it under the rug.
And I said, we're not going to put a Band-Aid on this, and neither are we going to sweep this up under the carpet. And I let them, they knew what I was going to do. And so everything just started from there on out Tuesday morning.
Now, I have been...
Brothers, what actions do you think should be taken in this matter? What would you want done? What would be the ultimate thing that you would want done in this situation?
You want to go first?
No, brother, go right ahead. You got it, and I'm gonna chime in and answer. Yep,
Okay.
right.
First and foremost, just switching the class, that's not good enough for me. I would pull my son out of that class, out of that school. That's one. Two, the teacher needs to be fired immediately. No ifs, ands, or buts, like the mother said, or the young lady said. The mother said, I think, having a conversation with the lady is not good enough. That's not acceptable. So she would have to get fired immediately. I agree with the mother calling the news, both of the news stations, because this needs to be blasted. A meeting would have to be had with the superintendent of that school district, and there needs to be a meeting, town hall meeting, school meeting, and stuff like that to be done. I go to my children's school meetings and speak to the teachers personally, individually, what I expect of them, what, you know what I mean? Like how you said, that type of discipline is not the teacher's job. It's not even, a parent shouldn't do that to their child, let alone a teacher doing that. But go ahead.
Exactly. I agree, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just agreeing with you, brother. Exactly.
Yeah. Because they're not doing that in the Army and nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? Have I
Indeed.
done something similar? Yeah, but not the toilet. They had me brushing tile floors, like the cracks in between the tile floors. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
because I was being, it was a disciplinary action that was
Yeah.
taken out
Yeah.
on me. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But not no
Yeah.
toilet with feces and bare hands
Exactly.
and all
Exactly.
of that. But go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Yep.
Okay, I got to give commentary on that first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and give you what would be my my thesis, or so to say. Okay, so the teacher was basically exemplifying the projection on what she was. You know what I'm saying? She was basically letting the student know that she ain't that word with the SHIT on it, because
Yes,
she,
sir.
you know what I'm saying? So she was trying to project her consciousness to that child, but also throw a demeaning blow at her self-esteem to put her in a negative connotation. Now, her reflecting that only did what? It revealed who she is. So now that we know that she's that, we need to, which will be the thesis on what needs to be done next, the next steps, her being fired immediately, the school writing me and my child a personal apology, right? And I'm removing my child up out of that school because, first of all, if you depreciate me and my family hard work earning and the fruit of my hard work and earning, which is my offspring, I have to fully remove myself and every thought of this place and put it on blast, as well as talk to news media and or Ben Crump and somebody who could pursue legal action against this school, because you will be sued entirely until you are broken. They basically going to have to rename the school after my son. That's my daughter. That's where we're going, and we're going to leave it at that.
That's hard.
I agree with both of you as far as actions being taken. Yeah, teacher needs to be fired immediately. We need way more than a conversation. She should be fired. And not only that, it should be a civil lawsuit, because
Facts.
how much did you vet this teacher prior to hiring her to be among babies? You know what I'm saying? And
there we go.
Because a lot of these people take these jobs to empower themselves to do such evil. You know, it's like, I've always said, both of you, I talked to both of you offline. They're very good at going undercover. They're very good at going undercover because they're deceptive. They can smile in your face. They can act friendly. You know what I'm saying? And they can do acts of kindness to lure a person close to them to strike as the snakes they are.
Indeed, brother. They are master lurers. They mastered the luring ability and lying.
They're wickedly wise. Wickedly wise, brother.
Indeed.
And for a kindergarten teacher to do this to a 5-year-old
says a lot about her.
You can't say you cannot say this is nothing short of wicked. That's wicked to have a child put their hand in the nastiest thing you can put your hand in besides a damn ass itself.
Correct.
You know, it's crazy.
I don't understand. I'm still trying to process. How did the mother just go up there and have a conversation?
Me too.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you.
You're right, bro. It couldn't have been my wife. It wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been my wife with one of my children or grandchildren. No. It'd have been. I would have to get between them. Yes, I would. I would have to get.
Let's go.
Correct.
Yes, I would. I would have to take my wife home to keep her from, catching charges. I would have to.
Indeed.
Brother, listen, like Mouthpiece and all of these streamers be playing, you gonna hear fire, and that's my 5 fingers.
Let's go.
All right, in my hand across her. Now I'm not promoting no violence, but I'm saying
that's a reality of it, though. That's just the reality.
Yeah,
that's just the reality of it.
Indeed.
I know I would have to pull my wife off one of them if that happened to one of mine. I know I would.
And make no mistake, just as she has revealed us what needs to be flushed down the toilet, so shall she be flushed down the toilet. I'm gonna say it one more time for people in the background. So shall she be flushed and do away with immediately, because there's no reason for this feces or this fetal or fecal, whatever they call that word, type of person to be projecting this on my child. My child has done nothing to you to be of punishment of that degree. Like,
correct.
Where the hell is you getting this stuff at? And I don't think she got kids, do she? I bet you she don't got no kids.
Probably don't. I mean, you got to put it in biblical terms, Mouthpiece. Flusheth. Got to put that.
There we go. Flusheth. There we go. Thou, look, here we go. Thou shall be flusheth as thine had impedeth. You know what I'm saying?
And brothers, I'm with y'all too. I'm with y'all too. Me, in certain circumstances, I'm like this. I'm for protecting all children, even if they're not ours. You know
all children.
Yeah,
all children. Indeed, all children. Indeed,
that's a fact. So it's not just the black kid.
All children.
Correct. That's a fact. That's a fact. That person's unstable, man. They shouldn't even be able to get another job like that. Facts.
No, oh no, not shouldn't be in no school, brother.
Correct. Because you know how they like doing it with when it comes to them. They let them get to resign so they could still collect something. No, you should never work in any school district ever. Barred, banned, whatever the word is.
Use it.
That
They should take this teacher certificate from them. That way they won't be able to teach anywhere else. We have Big Dog Philly up here with us. Has joined us. Salute, comrade. Big Dog Philly OG.
Salute.
Salute, comrade. Salute.
Salute,
Peace,
my
my brother.
brother
Peace.
Enemies Public, my brother Maybach, and my brother Mouthpiece.
Salute. Salute.
Much love and respect to y'all brothers.
Likewise.
And
Love and
peace
respect,
and
brother. Good
power,
blessings.
and love and respect to everybody in the chat. Yeah, I was going to
Indeed.
chill in in the audience, but my brother Enemies Public triggered me, man. He triggered me. But this is unfortunate, man. You know what I mean? Y'all all wanted, she deserved, if nothing else, a smack to wake her up, a nice hard smack just to bring her to reality, besides for suing the school and her never teaching again. I would suggest give her a shit burger and let her eat it.
Yeah.
But y'all got it.
Yes, sir. And you know that right there, brother, is like because the child could have been exposed to disease,
all kinds of diseases.
so that's very harmful, and it could be like it's really criminal. So she should have had criminal charges against her also, not just some civil stuff. This is criminal doing this to this child because the child could have been exposed to disease and everything.
Right.
That's facts. Because if you locked up and try to throw urine or feces at the cops, they give you more time.
Yeah, you catch
They
a
charge you. So you're 100% right, my brother.
Yeah, and that's a biological
urine,
weapon.
urine.
You're using a biological weapon against my kid. Like what the hell is that about?
Urine, feces, and nasty ass water. So
yeah,
it's supposed to be criminal charges. I'm hopeful that's what happened. I hope they didn't just find a non-litigating attorney that's just going to get money for them. No, she's supposed to have, and not only that, the Board of Education, if they're not going to pursue charges against her, because if they don't do that, you got to hold them accountable. You got to throw them under the bus too.
Yes, yes,
yes,
sir. They don't want to throw them. They don't want to throw her under the bus. All of them get in the well of the bus.
Correct.
All two.
Well, you said something earlier that made me think too, right? Not only suing her personally, but the district who hired her.
There we go.
I mean?
Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly. Because they the one had to do the background check, the vetting, you know what I'm saying, to make sure she fit to teach, and for her to fall through the cracks and all that, to slip through the cracks in order for her to get a teacher certificate to be around the most vulnerable of society. The most vulnerable of society is the babies and the elders.
Correct.
And she did that to the most vulnerable of society, a 5-year-old just entering, kindergarten.
Crazy.
And kinder,
just
kinder,
entering life.
To be kinder to the
man.
But she was mean to him.
Yeah.
That's not how you teach him a lesson. You say, well, look, if the toilet stopped up, or if you're doing whatever, if you can't go to bathroom by yourself like a big boy, you don't want nobody going with you, right? So go to the bathroom like a big boy. Stuff like that. You gotta talk to him like that. Go like a big boy. Unless you want somebody to come with you.
There we go.
Don't make that. That's how you get to them, because a lot of boys want to be boys. You know what I'm saying? They want to be, you want to call them little man and boy like that. So you got to say, look, you got to show them look, you want to be a big boy. You're a big boy, right? Okay. You want to go bathroom by yourself? Okay. We can't do that then. That's how you talk to them.
Yes, sir. And that toilet being backed up, that's a safety violation.
Yes, it is.
Man, biological warfare.
Call
biological warfare.
Call the janitor for that.
And real quick, I wanted to tap in on that topic, stranger danger. You know
Yes,
what I
sir.
mean? Cause you know what's been going on in America and all around, you know, with these younger people uh befriending these Europeans or these Caucasians or these pink people. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
The others.
That's the stranger danger that we need to watch out for. And I'm not just picking on them because you got some of our people, own people, that's a stranger danger come up too. So you got to watch out for them.
That's
But
right,
I'm
brother.
just speaking on the Europeans mainly
That's a
because
fact.
Yes, sir.
most of us, we got our brothers back. We ain't trying to harm our brothers, you know. But
Exactly.
it's been going on a lot lately, and especially for the younger generation. I always say, watch your surroundings at all times, but pick your friends, man. We got to start
Yeah.
picking better friends. But that's
Like you,
all I want to say. That's a good topic, stranger danger. Thank you, brother.
yeah. So like you pick your fruit, brother. Pick your friends like you pick your fruit, brother.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're not just gonna grab any apple and just eat that damn thing,
Nope.
brother. You're gonna look at it, you're gonna examine it, make sure it's edible.
Yeah.
That's how you're supposed to pick your friends, brother. Very, very,
Yes,
very,
sir.
very careful, bro. And and if it was like 10 of us and one white boy, he's gonna return home like he left.
Yeah.
Facts. Facts.
That's why
He's
I did
gonna
the role
return
play
home
today.
like he left. But let me tell you something. I mean, we're so trustworthy. We're so
True indeed.
trustworthy. I wish I would have picked. I wish I would have grabbed the video.
Hmm.
Myself and Big Dog Filio G covered it at one time.
Hmm.
When
Brother.
when their children are lost in the mall somewhere, they say find a black man. They teach their
Yes, I
children
remember
to
that
find a
video.
black man.
Yes, I remember that. Salute video Philly OG. That video was excellent too, man. Great build too, brother.
Hmm.
That's what they teach their children to find one of us.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
we're going to probably take the child to security or call the police and say I got a lost child.
Hmm.
I know that's what I'll do. I'll
Yeah,
find
that's a
security.
fact. Yes,
I'll
sir.
find security or call the cops. I have a lost
Yes,
child.
sir. Call
I'm
the
over here.
cops.
True indeed.
You know what I'm saying? I'm over here by
Hmm.
the lids. Or I'm over here by
Correct. Correct.
by the baseball
Correct.
cap spot. My
Yeah.
spot.
Correct. Brother, that's
Over
why.
here in
That's
front of
why. That's
Journeys.
why I did
We over here in front of Journeys.
Yeah, that's why I did the role reversal on my live earlier, where I showed three black dudes with one white boy. Like if that happened to that white boy, them three dudes would be sitting in the jail right now until
Yeah.
Automatically.
proven otherwise. You know what I'm saying?
Automatically suspect. Automatically they'll be suspects.
That's
And,
correct.
and like the brother enemies public said, if a pale person go with us,
Mm-hmm.
only thing they may come up broke, but they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
be alive. And I
Yeah.
Hell
land
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's right. And let me add
Correct.
on to that, Philly OG. And they
Correct.
will also be more enlightened because they will learn a whole lot. You know what I mean?
Oh
And that's
yeah.
like the
Yeah.
gift that gives back. Then they'll be able to add on to their family because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us, we are like supreme builders. What we do is we go do productivity. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
Mm-hmm.
us like productivity. If it don't feel right, we don't have a good time. We ain't learning nothing. We're not gonna do. We're not gonna have no dealings with it.
That's
It's
a fact.
useless. It's not even a thing. You know.
Right.
Yes,
That's a
sir.
fact.
Whenever
Right.
somebody invite us somewhere and it turns out that you are the only brother there, you gotta vacate that. You
That's a
don't
fact.
go along with that.
That's a
Don't
fact.
do not go along with that. Going off to
Totally
islands
agree.
and
Fact.
boat rides, or even across country rides. No, don't do that.
Bro,
I'm
you know how
gonna
many
show y'all.
movies?
I'm gonna show y'all
Mhm.
down the line in this stream, brother. People
Mhm.
who know better fell a victim
Mhm.
to that, brother. I'm gonna show
Yeah.
you.
I was about to say that.
Oh
Like
man.
we grew up seeing that.
And,
Remember we talked about that too. Like, we grew up in an era where our parents told us, hey, don't go to the Italian side, don't go to the Irish side for the most
yes,
part.
sir.
Most
Yes,
of us
sir.
grew up in these type of
True
Exactly.
eras.
indeed.
You know what I mean?
And,
And like you said, we saw movies like that. Don't be the single black guy there. Cause I'm gonna think, oh, this is a clan party. It's just a different type of clan party. They ain't dressed up wearing the cone heads and all of that. But go ahead.
Let's go.
Oh yeah,
and I
True
was just
indeed.
gonna
yeah.
say real quick, that's just like a redneck inviting me
There
to
you go.
a backwoods. I'm in the backwoods of Georgia. Come
There
have
you go.
a
Correct.
barbecue with us. It ain't no way I'm
Correct.
going,
Hell
man.
no.
Nothing.
Hey,
It's
I'm
bro,
gonna
not
them
be
me.
big
on the
ass
barbecue.
bonfires
Hell
too.
no.
Yeah, they be
Y'all
having the
You're
got it.
gonna
big
be
bonfires.
on the menu, brother.
Yeah,
You
that's a
heard me?
fact.
Yes,
Be on the
sir. It
That's a
menu.
never
fact.
happened. It never
That's a
happened.
fact. Brothers, I didn't
And
even
then
know this, right? I just learned this real quick. I'm gonna land my plane. I
all right.
just learned this like a few months ago. Back then, when after they hung us, they would barbecue and eat the, I'll just leave it at that. I'm trying to be PC on the platform. Y'all get what I'm saying, right?
Yep,
After
I
they
know
hung
exactly where
people,
you was going. I was
yeah,
going to say that too.
Yes,
And
sir.
yeah,
I
they
was
drilled
also
them.
about to
Go ahead.
say that it goes back even to the parts of beginning of movies where we used to watch, and even us and too in our time when we go to events. The first thing we do when we go to any event and on any occasion, soon as we get to the door, what we do? We looking inside to see who's there, where's everybody at.
Correct.
We're zeroing in on everything.
Correct.
As
Correct.
soon as you get to that door and you don't see no brother, that's your tail sign to exit the premises immediately.
That's a fact. That's a
And
fact.
I was just gonna say real quick, they don't even when they do what they do, they don't even use no season. They don't use no Old Bay or no salt and
Oh
pepper
Lord.
on you.
Oh
But go ahead,
Lord.
y'all got it. Add a little
You got it,
comedy.
brother. You got it. You got
They don't even season you up.
Yeah.
Come on, come on. It ain't like
Yeah.
how Unc do with the slides on. You know what I'm saying? You
See,
know
we
Unc.
we
You
gonna
see
put some
Unc with the
Old
slides
Bay
on.
on you,
Let's
some
go.
seasoning
Some
salt,
Yeah,
Sazon, some
yeah.
some
Sazon. Yeah,
natural
You
some
heard me?
herbs.
Sazon. Yeah, yeah.
They ain't
Let's
putting
go.
nothing
Let's
on
go.
you.
Let's go. And
Y'all
don't forget
got it.
that. Don't forget that garlic. That pepper. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
The lemon
sir.
pepper.
That
Yeah, you gonna throw
garlic,
that lemon
lemon
pepper,
pepper.
garlic, lemon
Yes,
pepper.
sir.
Yeah.
We gonna put all that on there. They gonna eat. They
Little
gonna do you
sauce.
bland.
Yeah, a little sauce on the side.
But
You
you
know what I
got it.
mean?
Yes, sir. Salute to the brother Looney Tunes. Salute,
Salute.
comrade.
Salute, Looney.
Yeah, brother. You did. I mean,
1 mil.
Peace, Looney.
we can't. We have to be more mindful, brother, and aware.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to scour the room, what's in it, who's in it, and you're also supposed to look at your exits. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do when you go to places. Look
Yes,
at your
sir.
exits.
Indeed.
Look at your exits and who's in there and what's in there. That's how you do. I mean, I do that regardless of
That's a
where I
Yes.
fact.
go.
Everywhere.
Same here.
Everywhere.
Same
Everywhere
here.
I go.
Same here. Yep.
Everywhere I go.
Correct.
Because
It could be our type
that's
of
how I
event.
study.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
it could be our type of event. I'm looking at faces. I'm
Everywhere,
getting
brother.
downloads about each individual person that's in there. I've been stressing that shit for years myself. That's how we stay alive. You know what I
That's
Exactly.
right.
mean?
That's
Yeah,
right.
I'm
That's
not
how we
going
got
to
this
no
far,
event.
brothers. That's right.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
gotta
going to no
scour the
events being
room,
in the
brother.
middle. Yeah, being
You
in the
gotta
middle of the
scour the room.
masses. That's a fact. That's a
And
fact. That's why.
I never put myself, I always position
Mm-hmm.
myself where
There you
I can
go.
see,
Everything. Yep.
12, 12, 3,
Correct.
6, and 9, brother. That I
Same
always
here.
position myself, brother.
Yep.
Gotta see
Same here.
12, 3, 6, and 9. If I can't see 12, 3, 6, and 9, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna position myself that way.
Correct.
Well said. Well
I
said.
know you can go in a spot if I can't position myself that way.
That's a fact.
Only way I don't if I have somebody with me that got half of that.
Mm-hmm. There you
You know
go.
what I'm saying?
Correct.
That's
And
right.
9 times out of 10, I'm with somebody solid who got half of that. You know what I'm saying? And
There we go.
we can always get back to back if things need to happen.
Correct.
You get back to back. Got his back. He got mine. That's it. That's all you need to do. Get back to back with your bro.
Indeed.
Things
That's
coming.
it. Indeed.
You see things coming, and your bro see things coming. You handle it from there. But let us. I'm going to move on from this because we staying consistent with the stranger danger, and it's another part of this. I want to actually show the report on this when the teacher made the young child put his hand in the toilet to clean it out because she said she wants to teach him a lesson. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
The lack of decency.
I
the
mean,
litigated gall. Ugh.
I've heard of a lot of things in teaching, but I've never heard of anything like this.
The form of punishment handed down at Royal Live Oaks Academy is getting lots of unwanted attention.
4-month punishment. 4 months.
Oh, hell no.
Jasper County Council Chairwoman Barbara Clark was a teacher for 35 years, but the punishment was shocking even for her.
I call it exactly like how I see it. That is wrong. That is so ridiculous. And every time I think of it, it makes me sick.
A 7-year-old boy told his mother that he was forced to clean a clogged toilet with his bare hands as punishment for using too much
Why they
tissue.
making him older? He was 5 at the time. He's not 7. He was 5 at the time. See, that's what the media do. The media will make us. They will always make us older. They call Tamir Rice a man. He got killed in Ohio. They called him a man when he was 11 years old. When that cop jumped out the car and didn't say nothing to him, just shot him dead. They called him a man when he was a child. This young brother was 5 years old when it happened, and it took them this long to punish her. That's why she's saying he's 7.
And the
Mad Eagle
toilet
Devil
had
action.
feces in it.
It was belittling to the student that it happened to. It was belittling to the teaching profession. And it should have been belittling to that teacher that had this young student to do something like that.
The 7-year-old's mother says he left these school grounds traumatized, and he will have to live with that since there were other witnesses who saw the parapro force him to clean the toilet with his hands.
He has to live with these decisions that were made from the teacher, taking this matters into their own hand and handling the situation that way. I feel like they should be not just suspended if that's what happened. They should be fired.
Clark can't imagine a parent's anger and agrees the teacher and parapro need to be fired.
But get them out of that school. That is going to put a stigma over that school. And we want to see our schools in Jasper County succeed.
You know, the reporter just said something that's key, though, because this probably more than likely would have been swept under the rug if the young brother didn't have the sense to tell his godmother, who told the mother, and who told the grandmother, because the paraprofessional didn't tell nobody. The teacher's aide didn't tell anybody. So the paraprofessional should be punished also, because she's supposed to report that. Whoever that was in the classroom with the teacher was supposed to report that. But the parapro didn't do it.
We want to see the negative go away. We want to see the positive. And here it is, another negative.
Ashley Holland, WSAV News 3.
Crazy. Absolutely nuts.
Still.
This didn't happen in the 60s, bro. This happened like in modern day times. So, you know, we gotta be careful.
A disturbing incident at a Hills.
Now, listen to this right here. Listen to this.
Hillsborough County Middle during class. This viral video recorded by a student at Barrington Middle School shows a teacher hanging a black baby doll from a television monitor using a cord. 10 Tampa Bay News reporter Eric Glasser has reaction tonight from the student's mother and how the school board is taking action.
Well, parents say they are beyond upset, including the mother of a 14-year-old student here at Barrington Middle School, horrified after seeing the video her son recorded inside his class.
You know, I ain't gonna, 14 years old. I'm not gonna hold y'all, but she should be upset and offended by the teacher hanging that doll up. You should also be offended that her child is 14 in middle school too. You have to say that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that math. Yeah, that math thing. I don't.
He's old enough to know that that's wrong. Damn,
Right.
sure old enough to know that's wrong. Tell you that much. Because he should be in high school. 14 years old should be at least the 9th or 10th grade. 14.
Classroom. The now viral video clip viewed Savage using an electrical cord to suspend a black baby doll from a classroom television monitor.
She took the charger cord and wrapped it around the baby's neck and tied it.
14-year-old Noah, who shot the video, says students can first be heard reacting with nervous laughter, then shock as Savage leaves the doll hanging in front of the class.
Everybody started telling her it was wrong and racist.
You know how it's crazy how these teachers act like they're oblivious to the fact that that's wrong. They would act like they didn't know what they were doing. And act like, okay, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I didn't mean it. You did that, and she made several attempts to wrap that damn cord around that TV. So therefore, if you missed and you did it again several times, and you finally got it to wrap around the TV so you can hang the doll up, you knew exactly what you was doing.
I'm still in shock.
Nina Williams says her son immediately knew something was wrong and went straight to the office after class. She says he initially hesitated to share the video because he felt intimidated after Savage allegedly followed him to the office.
That's something I didn't expect my children in 2026 to ever have to do.
And what's crazy, this is this year. This year.
What the hell?
This year, this happened this year, not 2 years ago.
Oh,
This happened
hell no.
this year. And the teacher followed the student to the office because she knew the student was going to tell and followed them.
And followed the kid you really followed this damn boy to the man. She too calm for me, brother. She too calm, brother. I don't understand what these sisters. The sisters, nah, sister. You supposed to be, dog. Oh, no.
Crazy, brother.
Deal with seeing a lynching, whether it was real or fake.
Savage's personal social media pages describe her as a mother, a grandmother, a longtime educator who calls teaching her gift and passion.
I hope that she's not allowed to teach again.
In a statement, Hillsborough County School Superintendent Van Ayers called the display inappropriate, highly offensive, and completely unacceptable. He confirmed Savage has been removed from the school while the district's Office of Professional Standards investigates. School officials say they are committed to making sure students feel respected, safe, and supported in their classrooms. For now, Williams, her son, and others here say they'll wait to see what disciplinary action, if any, the district ultimately takes. In Lithia, Eric Lasser, 10 Tampa Bay News.
And Williams says her son may need therapy. And depending on how things work out, she is considering moving her children to a private school. She says civil rights attorneys who've seen the video are already reaching out to her, and she is considering filing a lawsuit against the school district.
She should.
Yep, immediately.
She definitely should.
Immediately.
Against it. Because to traumatize somebody's child like that is just, I mean, they act like they don't know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Here's an update to a story where a mother of a 7-year-old.
This video was courtesy of Indisputable with Dr. Rashard Ritchie. I like this brother's content on things. You know,
Yes, me too, brother. Peace to Dr. Rashard Ritchie. Peace.
For the most part, he tells it like it is on his platform. This, video is courtesy of him. Fair use.
Who was murdered by caretakers. She has now sued the district, the school district. Put it up for mass. The story is going to make your blood boil. Portia Duncan, the mother of a 7-year-old, Jordan Duncan, is now suing the school district and county because, according to the suit, they failed to protect her Black daughter from months of torture by a white family before her death. It is a $250 million claim. The county and Bayport Blue Point School District missed warning signs that would have alerted that Jordan's life was in danger. Duncan reportedly lost custody of her daughter because of substance abuse and mental health concerns. Jordan's father was incarcerated at the time. Now, to break down a few of the legalese, because the losing custody does not mean there's a loss of family relationship
or parental rights,
and you have a rightful claim or a wrongful death opportunity if that's your child. There was a very famous case, obviously, in Chicago with Ron Emanuel, who tried to cover up one of these and gave money to a mother that did not raise a child, but birthed a child that was killed by one of the police. So Jordan was placed in care. In the care of his white fiance, Emily Kelly. Authorities said the child was terrorized for at least a year inside of Kelly's home. Kelly's mother, her name is Barbara Renner, and her daughter.
Now, this is evil, and you have people that would say it's just evil. It is evil, but evil is just a word if it's not done by someone. You can't narrow this down to be just evil. You know, in order for it, it could be evil as action, someone has to do it. So Emily Kelly, Barbara Renner, and Alyssa Seymour are evil. Evil people. That's what they are. These three women.
Lisa Seymour, 24, are also accused of torture against the child. Jordan died in late September 2025 after going into cardiac arrest. The three generations of women face multiple charges, including murder, manslaughter, and unlawful imprisonment. I want you to keep that picture up, Sam. You would rarely hear, if at all, a story about Black parents raising a white child and something like this happens under any circumstance.
Nope.
According to the lawsuit, the school district saw signs of abuse but did not intervene. Atlanta Black Star previously reported that an autopsy found that the child had 90 sharp force injuries. The child's cause of death was listed as untreated infection of those 90 sharp force injuries. That's insanity. Kelly's attorney claims the wounds were self-inflicted.
A child that young with 90 wounds is crazy. 90 wounds. I just don't see how anybody could do harm to a child, period. I mean, no child at all, regardless of what their ethnicity is. I mean, to do wrong, to do a child harm is just evil to me. Evil.
Duncan told CBS News, quote, "They need to do more protecting of our kids because there are no other hands she should have been in than mine. Quote, I might have been an addict, but I was a good damn mother." Ironically, I actually believe if the child was with the mother who had a mental health issue, the child would still be alive, not dead. If the wounds are self-inflicted, which, by the way, I personally do not buy.
Hell no.
If the wounds are self-inflicted, it doesn't change the reporting requirement.
If the wounds were self-inflicted, it should have been noticeable by three women that's the child's caretaker, and the child should have gotten some help, because if the wounds were self-inflicted, the child had a mental issue. But I don't think that's the case. They're going to blame the child for this, but it's their fault. There's no way you can fault the child. No way can the child be at fault in this situation. Regardless of what anybody say, even if it was self-inflicted wounds, the child is not at fault because it's a child. That's why.
Correct. Question.
Can't blame a child. Yes, sir.
Is this the mother, the grandmother, and the great grandmother, something like that? This case?
That child's mother is a sister.
Okay.
And she was, she I think they were foster parents or something like that while she get herself together, because she had substance abuse and she had mental issues. While she was getting that together, she was the child was in foster care, and they did this to her.
Yeah, them foster kids be nasty work, man.
Yeah, and because a lot of times they, it's for the money, and they don't vet them. They don't vet them enough. They just don't vet them enough.
Yeah, you're right. And I agree with you, what you said earlier, man. Any harm to any child is pure evil, man. Evil. So I agree with you on that.
In this case, this should be my honest sentiment, brother. This should be a death sentence to them. They should get the death penalty for that. Anytime somebody do that to a child, it automatically should be a death penalty. Automatically.
Of the institution or any other adult who has a position of public trust dealing with kids. Why? Because self-inflicted, 91 self-inflicted means the kid needs help or the kid is being abused. Both are required to be reported. There's more. Duncan filed a notice of claim, which was that's required by law, to the county, Suffolk County, of failing to vet Kelly and monitor Jordan. CBS News reported. She also accused the child's district of failing to report chronic absences. Between January 2025 and June 2025, authorities reported that Jordan missed 40 days of school, with Kelly and her family making up excuses for those 40 days. They range from illnesses to deaths in the family to a made-up trip to Disney World. That sounds like conspiracy to cover up an underlying criminal action, in my opinion.
Listen to the end of this, brothers. The end of this is really, really diabolical.
The filing also claimed that when Jordan did not go to school, she wore heavy makeup to hide her injuries.
They put heavy makeup on a 7-year-old to hide injuries. This is evil.
Additional evidence of ongoing criminal abuse. And the school did nothing. The county did not vet. The lawsuit also alleges racial bias. In the decision to remove Jordan from her biological family and place her with Kelly, they took her from the place where she never missed any school, was getting swimming lessons, and put her.
Oh yeah, they will take our children out of a safe haven to put them in somewhere where they are being danger. That's why I say stranger danger. This definitely fits the title, because this child was in a home where she never missed school, getting swimming lessons, taken out of that home and put into a home that resulted in her being unalived by 3 wicked demons. Brothers, what say you?
I agree.
Yes, sir.
I agree.
Crazy.
Definitely agree. Yeah, man. A lot of these foster kids and foster homes, it be worse. They be around real wicked, evil people that really don't care. You know, some of these foster homes, they said is involving, you know, moving children. You know, I'll say that word because I think the word is a trigger word on this platform. You know what I mean? So yeah, they be moving children. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So
Indeed.
yeah, you know. But yeah,
We're
that's
gonna
pure wickedness. I agree with you,
evil,
man.
brother. Evil.
Yeah, yeah. You
We're
harming
gonna move
children?
on. Death penalty.
Yeah.
That's just my sentiment. It should be the death penalty.
For real.
Troubling
Yeah,
allegations involving a young elementary student are now raising urgent questions for JCPS.
Addie Miner spoke with the family today. She's live tonight at Field Elementary with what they say was caught on hidden camera video. Addie?
Vicki, Rick, it was a heartfelt plea from a worried mother today as Tiffany Lee described what she says happened to her 7-year-old son Samaj here at Field Elementary this week. And now the question she's asking to JCPS is how this was allowed to happen. And I want to give you a quick warning. Some of the video you're about to see and hear might be disturbing.
Get off me now. Get off me now.
A disturbing video
Gilbert. Gilbert.
in which Tiffany Lee says her worst suspicions came true.
My son has severe nonverbal autism. He cannot speak,
but I can.
The video you're watching was recorded by a secret body camera Lee says she hid in her 7-year-old son Samaj's ponytail. After she became suspicious, her son was being abused at Field Elementary.
This all started because over the course of months, I was flooded with calls and complaints about my child's behavior. Behavior that was not typical, not normal, and not something as his parents we had ever seen in our sweet child.
Samaj is severely autistic and nonverbal. Lee says he claps or acts out when he feels threatened, something you can hear in the video.
Get off me now, boy.
To actually hear one
That sound like an outright grand wizard of the damn Ku Klux Klan saying that to that baby.
of our Jefferson County Public School teachers say, get out for me. That within itself is a concern.
Metro Council members Tammy Hawkins and Andrew Owens joined Lee to shed light on the allegations on Friday.
Our role is not to determine conclusion, but to ensure that when concerns are raised, they are examined fully.
We reached out to JCPS for comment, and a spokesperson says they are taking the allegations very seriously, but to ensure the process is as transparent and accurate as possible, they must follow their policies and procedures, and that the situation is under investigation.
We trusted his school to protect him, to care for him, and to treat him with dignity. Instead, he was harmed, silenced, and failed by the very people who were supposed to keep him safe.
Now, it is important to note that it is against JCPS policy to record any video inside of the classroom. So once that video camera was discovered on Samaj, JCPS police were called here to Field Elementary. But JCPS says they are now fully investigating what happened on Wednesday, and they say that staff member in question is now prohibited from being on the premises here at Field Elementary. Live in Crescent Hill, I'm Addie Miners, WLKY News.
Now we're going to go to the situation with Tamla Horsford. You know, she went out with her, what she thought was friends, full-grown adults, went out with who she thought were friends of hers, and she ended up meeting her demise, put it that way.
On this episode of Black Girl Gone, I'm revisiting a story that continues to haunt so many of us. The mysterious death of Tamla Horsford, a woman who went to a slumber party and never made it home.
We got to stop this.
Case, first released on the show in 2021, has remained one of the most requested, most talked about stories we've ever covered. And for good reason. The questions still far outweigh the answers. Was it really an accident? Or was there something much more sinister behind what happened that night? As we take another look at Tamla's story, I hope it serves as a reminder of how easily justice can slip away and why we must continue to ask the hard questions, even when the system stops looking for answers. Tamla St. Jour was born on October 10th, 1978 in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a small island in the Caribbean where she spent her early years of life, surrounded by family and culture. She was one of two daughters born to her parents. It was just Tamla and her sister Summer. In 1989, when Tamla was 11, her family left their island home and moved to the Bronx in New York in search of new opportunities and a better future. But there's not a lot of public information about Tamla's life in those years after the move. What we do know is that she eventually met her husband, Leander Horsford, while living in Florida. Leander had a daughter from a previous relationship, and after they got married, Tamla gave birth to 5 sons. She embraced motherhood fully, always putting her family first. Leander's job eventually would bring the family to Georgia, to the town of Cummings. It's a small, mostly white community in Forsyth County, a place not exactly known for its diversity or inclusion.
Why do we want to be the first of us to move somewhere and be the only one of us move somewhere? I mean, it's just isolation. Why would you isolate yourself? That's just, I don't want to live nowhere where my people are not at. I just don't want to.
inclusion, but the Horfords made a life there. Tamla quickly adjusted to their new surroundings. She spent her days volunteering at her son's school and running them to and from after school activities, especially football and little league games. She was a hands on mom, always present, always cheering her boys on from the sidelines. Those who knew Tamla described her as warm, kind, and full of life. She had a magnetic personality, the kind of person who made you feel at ease just by being around her. She was funny, charismatic, and the type of woman who.
And this is always the type that fall a victim to this nonsense. This type right here, they'll look at you, see you as kind, see you as outgoing and approachable. In their sentiment, that's gullible. We can smile at her, we can do acts of kindness, and go in for, the detriment, contribute to the detriment of that person. Just the type.
Who light up a room with her energy. And even though she was just one of a few Black women in the area, Tamla still found her community. She built friendships with the other football moms, bonded over motherhood, and brought joy to those around her. She was the kind of woman who didn't just show up, she showed out. And that's what makes what happened to her so hard to understand. But
No, that's what make what happened to her easy to understand, because when we show up, show out, and stand out, envy automatically comes to play. We need to keep that in mind. Envy automatically comes to play when we this person at the center of attention, and the fact that she's an attractive sister also. So, know that. We need to understand that.
by 2018, Tamla and her family were settled in life in Georgia, and it was full. Her sons were growing up fast, and her stepdaughter, who Tamla had raised like her own, was now an adult starting her own life. Things were good. She was doing what she loved most, being a mom, supporting her family, and staying connected to the community. That fall, one of the women that Tamala had become friends with, someone she had met through her son's football team, was planning a birthday celebration. It was going to be the 45th birthday party for Jean Myers, and the plan was to have what they called an old school pajama party. A sleepover, drinks, food, and fun. A night for the women to let loose without having to worry about driving home. The party was going to be held at John's house on the night of November 3rd, 2018. Guests were supposed to arrive around 7 p.m., but Tamla, like most moms with a house full of kids, had things to take care of before she could head out. She cooked dinner for her family, made sure everything was in order, and then finally made her way to the party. She got there around 8:30 p.m., and honestly, that's such a mom thing. I don't think I've been on time for anything since having kids. So Tamla showing up a little late is completely relatable. Now, according to everyone at the party, Tamla walked in and instantly became the life of it. She changed in
Of course she did. She walked in and became the light of it.
her pajamas, a cozy white onesie covered in paw prints, and brought along a bottle of tequila, reportedly as a gift for Jean. Now, most of the women at the party were friends and acquaintances through football, though there were a couple of women that Tamla didn't know. But as the night went on, the women.
Yeah, exactly. A couple of women that she didn't know and probably didn't share the sentiments of those who probably was a little more friendly towards Tamla, and probably was a real friend of Tamla's. But a friend of a friend is not your friend.
The women drank, laughed, and played games. The vibe was casual and fun. Now, according to reports, Tamala was drinking the tequila that she brought, and while everyone else was drinking too, several of the women pointed out that Tamala was the only one drinking the tequila. Now, this was supposed to be
Tequila. Check out the wordplay, tequila.
a ladies only event. But Jean's boyfriend, Jose, and another guest's husband ended up staying. The women mostly stayed upstairs while the men watched football in the basement. Eventually, everyone gathered together to play Cards Against Humanity. And by all accounts, the energy was still light and happy. Tamala, who was a smoker, stepped out on the back deck periodically throughout the night to smoke. And there are photos from the party that show her smiling, having fun, just enjoying a night out with friends. There's even a video where she appears to be in really good spirits. She doesn't look overly intoxicated, and other guests later say that she didn't seem that drunk. Around 11:30 p.m., Tamala
Thanks for joining.
FaceTimed her husband to check in, something she likely did regularly when she was out for the night. After that, things slowly started to wind down at the party. Two of the women left not long after. They hadn't planned to stay overnight and had to get home to their kids. By about 1 a.m., most of the guests had gone to bed. Tamala, however, wasn't ready for the party to be over, and according to those there, she was trying to get people to stay up with her.
She should have taken her behind home because she has a husband and children. Going out is one thing, but bring your ass home.
But eventually, even the last remaining person turned in. Now, Jean and Jose say that they went to bed around 1:30 a.m. And at that time, Tamala was still awake along with another woman named Bridget. Bridget says that she left the party at about
I don't trust Jose. I don't trust him. He don't look like a trustworthy person to me. I don't trust him. Him or that chick.
about 1:47 a.m. And according to her, Tamala was eating a bowl of gumbo and mentioned that she was going to smoke one last cigarette before going to bed. The home security system seems to support Bridget's timeline, confirming her departure from the home at 1:47. But no one else has admitted to seeing Tamala alive after that. The next morning, at around 8:45, Jean's aunt, Madeline, who also lived in the home but strangely isn't listed as one of the party guests, woke up and began making her morning coffee. Now, she was in the basement when she looked out of the window and saw something that stopped her cold. Tamala's body lying face down in the backyard. She told police that she could see the white onesie with paw prints and immediately knew that something was wrong. She said she dropped to her knees and prayed, and then she went upstairs to tell Jean and Jose.
John and Jose.
What she had just seen. Now, according to reports,
Everybody else is gone. Everyone left the party, and there's surveillance that supports that. And the only one who's left is John and Jose, and the aunt. 1 + 1 + 1. What do they add up to?
she said to Jean that, quote, something is wrong with your friend from the islands, which is honestly a strange way to refer to someone who had been living in the US since she was 11. Yes, Tamala was born in the Caribbean, but she had spent nearly 3 decades in this country, so that comment just feels off. And to be honest, it sounds more like something said in hindsight to kind of clean up a much less polite, insensitive remark. Madeline, however, tells Jean and Jose what she saw, and according to them, they then got dressed and went outside. But it was clear Tamala was already dead. Just before 9 a.m., Jean placed a 911 call, and in that audio, she immediately begins offering what sounds like an explanation for Tamala's death before any real questions are even asked. It's as if she's already setting the stage, trying to frame the narrative from the very beginning. Now, after Jean speaks to the dispatcher, she passes the phone to her boyfriend Jose, and he tells the dispatcher that Tamala isn't moving. The 911 operator then asks if he sees any blood, and Jose responds that he's not sure. that he doesn't know if he should move her to check if there's blood underneath her. And then the dispatcher asked him if Tamala was breathing. And that's when it becomes clear that no one had even checked. Now think about that. Tamala was lying face down in the backyard, and not one person at the scene, people who claimed to be her friends, had even made any effort to see if she was still alive. Now, throughout the call, both Ajan and Jose mentioned that Tamala had been drinking and speculate that she may have fallen off the balcony. But what stands out most to so many people who have listened to this call is the tone, the complete lack of urgency or distress in their voices. There seems to be no panic, no desperation, no sense of shock that someone that they had just spent the night with was now lying lifeless in their backyard. Instead, the call feels almost clinical, matter of fact, as if they were calling about a broken fence, not the unexpected death of a friend. And
that's why I say we have to be mindful of who we are around and who we allow around us. A smiling face, an act of kindness, a inviting people who just invite us to do things. It doesn't mean that they're your friend. And because your sons play football together and you are there as a football mom along with the other mothers, you may bond on the football field, but leave it at that. Just leave it at that. See you the next game or the next practice. That's it. Just that's it. Now we're gonna move on from this, and this is another story that it's disturbing, and it's, to me, it's abuse of a child. Now, it's a grandfather confronting a
She had an issue up here about
it's a grandfather who confronts a teacher who forced his grandson to wear a dress 2 days in a row when you put your child, most people, when they put their child into childcare, the requirements is to bring a change of clothing for the child in case the child, make a mistake and go to the bathroom on themselves. But this teacher made this child wear a dress 2 days in a row.
she had an issue up here about my grandson being in a dress. I mean, I'm trying to see what the issue is about that.
Okay, you're gonna have to talk to Dara.
Who's there?
She's the one who did it, but she's saying that he has to talk to someone else, but she's the one who did it.
Director. She's down in the other classroom.
Is she the one that was in charge of the kids while my grandson?
I was, but I can't talk to you.
Why?
Because you're not on the form. So we'll have to get Dara up here and see if she will let you. Let me talk to you about it.
I mean, first of all, I'm coming down here because we don't do that. The transgender and all that. We don't do that.
I understand. I don't either.
And I don't appreciate you encouraging him to put on no dress for the second day too. I don't appreciate. I'm not done talking to you. I'm letting you know the next time that you put any kid in a dress, we're gonna make you go viral.
Okay. You need to go talk to my director.
I mean, you go more than viral, you do it to mine. Yeah. I'm just gonna say that. You go more than viral.
Told me that she had an issue up here about my grandson being in a dress. I mean, I'm trying to see what the issue is about that.
Okay, you're gonna have to talk to Dara.
Who's
the
Dara?
Director. She's down.
Somebody is getting some serious orthorectal insertion I'm gonna say it that way. You're gonna get orthorectal insertion if I come to a school, if I hear my grandson's in a dress, and a teacher put my grandson, who's a baby, in a dress, it's gonna be problems. What are you thinking, my brother?
That's a fact. I'm not even having a conversation. You know what I mean? I'm
Yes,
not
sir.
talking. I mean, salute to the brother, but you know, I'm not thinking of nothing about recording anything. I'm not thinking about making her go viral next time. I'm handling that business right then and there. That's what I'm doing. You know. But again, I can speak for mine. You know, I believe in an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. That's just me. You know what I mean? Am I promoting anything? No, I'm not. And I don't care if it's the opposite sex. Some of these people need to be backhanded. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, fire. You know,
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What say you, my brother? Mouthpiece. You go to a school and your son is in a dress, brother. I
Man,
know, I know that. Just keep it clean, brother. Maybach. Just keep it clean. I know you'll go to hell off, but I know. Maybach is exercising incredible restraint, and I appreciate it.
You already
Yes,
know.
I appreciate
yeah,
the restraint, brother.
I would have to definitely confront her the way this brother did, but a little bit more, I would say, creative words. I will be very wordy and creative with my wording. What I tell her, what I would tell her, and I wouldn't, try to put my hands on her at all. Not even a slice of it. But I would have definitely made this video, kept it for my, my court case, and sued the living pants off her, the school, and they would have been out of here.
I know. More than likely, I wouldn't have put my hands on her, but she would know emphatically that she can't do that again. She would know that she cannot do that again. And I'll guarantee you, when I leave there, she will be like, "Well, I definitely can't do that again because this man means business." Because everybody that I can talk to is going to talk to me now. I'm not waiting for nothing. You didn't wait to put my child
Sure
on that
did.
dress. You're going to talk to me now. Unless you want this to escalate, you better talk to me now. Period. It's the only way I won't escalate things if you talk to me right now. But telling me you're trying to pass the buck, nah. Not going for that. You can't pass the buck unless that damn thing is green, brother. That's the only buck you can pass to me.
Sure did.
No way. And the grandfather was steadfast. He didn't go for nothing, brother. He didn't go for nothing.
Is she the one that was in charge of the kids while my
I
grandson?
was, but I can't talk to you
Why?
because you're not on the form. So we'll have to get Dara up here and see if she will let you. Talk to you about it.
I mean, first of all, I come down here because we don't do that. The transgender and all. We don't do that.
I understand. I don't either.
And I don't appreciate you encouraging him to put on no dress for the second day too. I don't appreciate that. And don't think this is going away. I'm going further with this.
Okay, you can go down and talk.
No, I'm not
Dara.
done talking to you. I'm letting you know the next time that you put any kid in a dress, we're gonna make you go viral.
Okay, you need to go talk to my director because I, as a teacher.
No, I'm letting you know.
I will make sure that this woman lose her damn job. I will make sure that she lose her job. There's no way she gonna keep her job doing that, bro. No way. I allow her to keep her job putting a child in a dress who's a boy. She would not keep her job. I don't care nothing about what those rules say or this thing that they got going on in these schools these days. I wouldn't want to hear that because you don't take care of my child. I do. You're in charge of them from the time they here to get what you have to offer as far as education, and I pay you for that. So you're not going to do nothing that's against what I say when it comes to mine. You're not. I don't care what the curriculum says, because you know that bullshit that they're teaching today in schools is in curriculum. I can tell you that outright. It's in curriculum. You know the alphabet people, them elemental P people. They teach that. That's in the curriculum, and they pushing that. They pushing that on the children at an early age. Evidently, you see this, right? Nah, we have to let them know emphatically that we're not going for that. Hell no.
I got an issue with you about that. I'm not playing with you.
I'm sorry that you feel that way.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you feel that way. But you should have called me before you made the decision to put my grandson in a dress.
Okay, you can speak to the
No, I'm speaking to you.
Please do not talk to me in that tone with my children.
I wouldn't be up here if you wouldn't put my grandson in no dress.
Again.
I tell you one thing should be, if it was me, I'm just telling you outright, I wouldn't do no violence on her, but she would have to tell them kids to cover their ears at least. They would definitely have to cover their damn ears. For what I'll be telling her, they would definitely have to cover their ears. They'll learn some new words today. They're gonna go home. Where you learn that word from? That man that came to the school.
I'm trying to tell you.
A very angry man that came to his school. I learned that word from him. I learned this one too. Mom, what's a cave, bitch? That was my son.
I'm trying to tell you.
They be asking their mom, what's a cave, bitch? Because they will learn some new words. I tell you that damn much. Put my son in a damn dress. Nah, I ain't going for that.
Well, do what you got to do. No, I'm taking it up with you.
Please lower your voice. You're in a classroom.
I'm taking it up with you. Wait, well, you shouldn't have put my grandson in no dress.
He's 2.
This ain't over with.
He's 2. That's crazy. Put that child in a damn dress. Yeah, this one right here, brother, angered me too when I first seen it. You know, and it's not surprising.
Hi, Legend. Did you have a birthday last week?
Yes. Legend Whitaker just turned 6 years old.
Can we sing happy birthday to you?
He attends Floral Avenue Elementary.
Now listen to this other nonsense, brother. The young brother has a very, I love the name Legend. The name is dope, bro. Legend. Somebody name that child Legend. That's dope.
In Bartow, where his class and teachers celebrated with a song.
Happy birthday to you.
But what happened next?
Would you like the funny song now that I sing to you?
Now listen to this.
Stirred up hurt feelings and anger.
Happy birthday to you. You live in the zoo. You look like a monkey and you smell like one too. Give a clap, everybody.
But she claims she don't know what she was doing. She claimed that she's so sorry, and then she didn't know that this was offensive. You telling me a grown woman don't know the term monkey towards one of us is a racial epithet? She claims she didn't know this.
I don't like stuff like that. Legend says the song hurt his feelings. His mother, Desiree Prather, says the teacher sent her the video, and she went straight to the main office.
I automatically said that's unacceptable, and I don't think
She knew what she was doing. What you brothers think? What y'all think? I know she knows what she was doing. You're not gonna tell me this woman didn't know what the hell she was doing. There's no way you can tell me that anyone can tell me that she didn't know that she was saying something racial when she sang that song to this first grader. It's a first grader. I think what, 6 years old? Yeah, he's a first grader.
I don't think nothing's funny about it.
Prather says there's a history of Black people being described that way, which makes it extremely upsetting.
My skin is boiling. I don't even like racism, and to know where we come from and our ancestors, and for us to be labeled like that, because when they call us monkey, they basically saying that we're ugly, we act like a monkey and all this and that. I don't like that at all.
Polk County Public Schools district staff and the HR department are reviewing this. I followed up with additional questions like, is this the first time this teacher has sung this song to students? And I also asked, while this is being reviewed, will the teacher still be in the classrooms? I've not heard back yet.
I don't play games about my child.
In a letter to the school board, Prather asked for an apology, immediate disciplinary action, and counseling for her son. After receiving no response, she decided to show up in person.
They just kept saying it's an active investigation.
Got a lot of nerve to not respond to her immediately. That is audacity right there. They're supposed to respond to this sister immediately about her child. And what happened?
They can't answer no questions or anything like that.
Crazy. Now, our children, some of our children are innovative. Our children are so innovative. And if you let them, after teaching them, some of our children are independent also. They like earning money, being creative about ways of making money. They'll sell lemonade, they'll sell water, they'll make things, saying that people will like, that they can sell people. Things like that, stuff on t-shirts, sell water, what have you. And this little sister was selling water, and listen to what this woman who has nothing else to do besides make trouble for a child. Again, stranger danger. We can't trust anyone. And just because someone speaks nice to you, that don't mean they have your interest.
Little girl was trying to sell bottled water so she could go.
Best interest at heart. It doesn't.
Little girl was trying to sell bottled water so she could go to Disneyland. Now her story has exploded into a flood of controversy. That video of her neighbor calling the police now viewed more than 1 million times.
Cold water, $2 only.
This morning, 8-year-old Jordan Rogers is an internet sensation for selling bottled water on the street in front of her house.
This woman don't want to let a little girl sell some water.
This woman is Allison Edel. This morning, she's a social media villain for calling
Don't have nothing to do but bother an 8-year-old that's selling water that obviously people want. I know if it's hot outside and I walk past that water in that cooler looking that good the way it was, I would have bought one of them down waters too. I probably would have bought 2 or 3 of them because that water looked nice and cold.
Cops on her young neighbor.
Yeah, and illegally selling water without a permit?
We don't know what happened leading up to this video being shot. Edel, being called Permit Patty online, says she was working at home upstairs, and Jordan's sales pitch was loud and nonstop.
Nice and cold.
I tried to be polite, but I was stern, and I said, "Please, I'm trying to work. You're screaming, you're yelling, and people have open windows. It's a hot."
That girl was not screaming. She was saying, cold water, $2 only, nice, calm, and casual. This lady hit just evil. She just evil. She is a villain. She's a villain.
Hot day. Can you please keep it down?
Edel says she never confronted Jordan, just her mother.
What's that, brother? What was that, my brother?
In Austin, who took this video.
She calling police on an 8-year-old little girl. You can hide all you want. The whole world gonna see you, boo.
Austin tells a different story.
She never asked us to be quiet. She just came out and directly demanded to see a permit to sell water from an 8-year-old.
Saturday Night Live cast member Cecily Strong parodied the incident with her own video.
This woman is calling the police on the flowers for drinking the water.
Okay, illegally drinking my water. Okay, illegally drinking my water.
Some on social media say they're reminded of a similar incident in Oakland 2 months ago. A woman dubbed Barbecue Becky called police to report an African-American man grilling in an area where it wasn't allowed. Some say both incidents are racially motivated.
That woman thought that she could use her white privilege, and it didn't work.
Edel says she's now gotten thousands of hateful emails.
All kinds of threats, horrible, horrible images.
It's not like you don't deserve it. You should have just left that little girl alone to sell her water and mind your damn business. And you wouldn't be receiving hate mail. I doubt somebody threatened her. Nobody threatened her. I guarantee they just left hate mail telling her how wrong she was for doing that to that little girl.
And death threats.
Jordan says she was trying to raise money to help her mom.
I'm telling you, white women know how to turn the waterworks on and off. They are incredible with the waterworks and making it seem like their life is in danger. I can almost guarantee that nobody made a threat of violence towards her. But that's how they play on the heartstrings on those who believe them when they turn on the waterworks. They know how to do that like instantaneously. They'll be crying for 1 second and the next second regular. Because to them, their sentiment is the saddest thing to see is a damn white woman crying. But I beg to differ. I see right through all that damn Maybelline.
Mom, who recently lost her job and go to Disneyland. Over the weekend, she got some good news.
They know you want to go to Disneyland, and they bought you 4 tickets to go.
Hey, Miguel, after Edel saw the firestorm that followed the video, how does she feel now? What did she say about that?
Well, Edel says she's not proud of how she acted, and she would apologize to Jordan and her mother, both of whom say they would not accept that apology.
Yeah, because she knew what she was doing. She was being spiteful and vindictive. So I wouldn't accept her apology either because she knew what she was doing when she was doing it. Why accept her apology? No, just leave me alone. That's it. Because you're not, it's a difference from apologizing and saying I'm sorry. Apologize is just, it's like, get over it. You know what I'm saying? Get over it. I apologize. But it don't necessarily mean that you are not sorry. Apologizing means you want to rectify the situation, you want to move on. It's different from saying, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Totally two different things, apologizing and saying, I'm sorry and I was wrong. So I don't want to accept apologies. Unless you come to me and say, look, man, I'm sorry, I was wrong for what I did. Can you please forgive me? That's more sincere than, man, I apologize. Apologize is a pile of damn lies to me.
Guys, back to you.
All right, Miguel Amelgar, force there from Los Angeles. At least she's going to Disneyland.
Yeah, and hopefully they'll be able to smooth that over. I mean, I think apologies can sometimes do the trick.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there.
My brother Mouthpiece, I think he left, he dropped off, but I wanna share this. I'm not gonna share it in its entirety, but I said earlier that it's some of us who know better and still fall a victim to stranger danger. Now, the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us who our enemies are and not to trust them, not because of the color of their skin, but history rewards us best in our research. And we have been determined with history who our enemies are. So if your enemy invites you to go somewhere with them, and especially if they isolate you, when you go and you see that you're the only one there, why would you go in and put yourself in such danger? Now, this next video, I'm not going to play it in its entirety, shows us some of us who knew better and know better still fall a victim to that. Shout out to brother Dietrich Muhammad.
is that all absence in the ministry class must be investigated. Well, death is an extreme form of absence, wouldn't you agree? We're going to talk a little bit more about it. I don't want to get ahead of myself. That's our brother, beautiful brother. In his wonderful dress, blue with the Nehru collar. Our brother, may Allah be pleased. So when we begin to look at this, we begin to find out that Brother Robert's death, it fit within a historical pattern of the murder and the attempted murder of Muslim ministers. So, you know, I'm giving you the reason why we don't believe the hype. See? Because once you and I become aware, beloved brothers and sisters, we have less tolerance for lies and falsehood. When you come into the Nation of Islam, sometimes people don't want to deal with you anymore because you see something in everything. And they're uncomfortable because you know how they have this saying in this world that ignorance is bliss? It really means that when you are ignorant of the truth, it's easy not to be bothered by the harshness of the truth. So when you have a group of friends and colleagues and everybody just talking about foolishness, who won the game? Man, did you hear the new Drake diss of Meek Mills? Huh? We're talking about this kind of stuff, then it's easy for us to get along and make friends and make merry. But when you begin to see within that, underneath that, and connect that to serious matters, and you make a mind that's not used to thinking, people say, man, you kind of strange. Oh, yeah, you've been down there with them Muslims, huh? Yeah, I understand. The first one the first history we want to look at was in 1952. Now, raise your hand if you have a message to the black man. Maybe around page 210 or 211, you hear the mention of a man named Troy X. Cade. Troy X. Cade, who is on your right and Minister Farrakhan's left.
Greetings to my good brother P. Moses. Salute and utmost respect to you, brother. Thank you for joining us.
He's known today as Minister Abdul Biya Muhammad. But he is the victim of an attempted murder in 1952 when he was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's minister in Monroe, Louisiana. And because the local authorities were upset that Islam was being taught to black people in, lo and behold, Monroe, Louisiana. Not New York City, in Monroe, Louisiana. That was an alarm. That's right, the sticks, brother. Out in the bayou country. Huh? They got upset. They raided our temple in Monroe, Louisiana, and began to fight and abuse men, women, and children, and sought to kill the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's minister in that city, Minister Troy X. Cade, who went on to become Minister Troy Biya, and today is known as Minister Abdul Biya Muhammad. And I just say this about our brother because he's the kind of brother that when you meet him, you will never know he went through such an ordeal. But you should look more into him. I don't have time to go into his history, but he survived the lynching. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talked about him in Message to the Black Man, and basically saying that don't stop at my minister, come and get me, because I'm Troy's teacher. You're a punk going after the student. Why don't you come after the teacher? So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as he did in the early days of Islam, you know, a bold man, you know, a man of slight physical build, but very bold, very uncompromising. You know, a man like that, he forced courage and fierceness in other men. But he stand before the world and tell the white man, you don't have a gun big enough to shoot me from across the street. In Detroit, Michigan, when they arrested the teachers in the early days of Islam, because quiet as is kept, the first clash that the Nation of Islam had with law enforcement was over the education of our children. And when they arrested the teachers, the messenger went down and said, wait a minute, I'm the boss in charge of them. Don't arrest them, arrest me. He wasn't somewhere hiding. He went and got right in the midst of the fire and of the fight. And you know the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is the same today. This is the most popular one. Yeah. I know what you're thinking. But didn't y'all kill Malcolm? No, we did not kill Malcolm. And if you would study and get beyond the movie, get the movie out of your mind. I know you're thinking about Brother Baines. You're thinking about Shorty. You're thinking about all these fictional characters. And they have informed your idea that it was the Muslims that killed.
A lot of people don't know that. Shorty is a real person, but Shorty was not a short person. Shorty was called Shorty because he liked to drive those short Seville Cadillacs. That's why he was called Shorty. And Brother Baines is a totally complete fictional character. There was no such thing of a Brother Baines that introduced Malcolm to the Nation of Islam and Islam in general. Malcolm's brothers and sisters was in the Nation of Islam before Malcolm was in the Nation of Islam. His brother Filbert, his brother Wilfrid, and I forgot his sister name, but they were in the Nation of Islam before Malcolm.
Killed Brother Malcolm. You know, we did two-hour presentations on this subject, but the long and the short of it is that while people run around saying that the nation killed Malcolm, it was the FBI that took credit for Malcolm's assassination, but you don't know that. Now, when 9/11 happened, what were we told? Osama bin Laden took credit for it. So that ended the investigation. We'll need to look because the man that did it said he did it. Well, why are you still feeling some kind of way about the nation over the assassination of Malcolm when the government admitted that they did it? Hoover sent out memos to the bureau offices in New York. Do something about Malcolm X. I could go on and on about that, but I'm giving you a snapshot. Any one of these histories that we're introducing to you is open for further exploration. But I'm giving them to you in a bite-sized version because they fit within this narrative that we're presenting to you today of why we don't believe what happened to our brother is what they say happened to our brother. And why it's important for you and I. Because this ain't just about Brother Robert and Grand Rapids. You know that, right? Okay, I just want to make sure we're clear. 1965. This is very fascinating. Minister Louis X.
To give context to what happened is Brother Robert Muhammad, who was in the Grand Rapids, Michigan mosque, went out with some people who he thought were friends that he worked with, colleagues. He went out with them. The same thing that this young brother did in Mississippi on the 4th of July. He ended up meeting his demise, and they said that he drowned, but when they took no pictures of him when they found him, but he had all types of, we do things independently. Our people, if we feel something is wrong, we'll do things independent. And like Nolan Wells' family is doing with flying his remains out to DC to do an independent autopsy to get down to what happened to him. So the Nation of Islam did that with Brother Robert Muhammad, and the brother he was beaten. He had bruises all over him, but they wanted to say it was just a accidental drowning. But the brother went out with people that he shouldn't have been with. Our teachings suggest to us, and they teach us who our enemies are. And he went out with someone he knew was the enemy, but he went out with them anyway. So some of us who know better, at least who were taught better, falling victim to things when you don't hold on to the teachings. You gotta grasp that teaching and hold on to it. Never let somebody take you off guard to the teachings, because smiling faces and acts of kindness don't make a person good. Good is rooted in righteousness. And when you do that, that makes you good. Not a smiling face, not acts of kindness, not somebody, doing something from, I don't care how much money somebody gives you. It don't make that person good, because guess what? Clive Davis gave Diddy a lot of money. But look what he had to do for it.
Of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Official report said that he shot 2 other people and then shot himself in the head. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad put out a $25,000 reward, because he said, we don't believe that our brother did that. That's not our way. We are taught in the Holy Quran this: die not unless you die the death of a Muslim. And we stand on that. We believe in that. So that means we're not going to end our life in a strip club. Our life will not be ended in a bar. Our life will not be ended in the bedroom of another man's wife. Our life will not end when we're on the block selling crack to our people. See, because to die the death of a Muslim, you got to first live the life of a Muslim. And then death just finds you in your practice of righteousness. 1966. Right up the road. Our brother, the great minister Clyde Rockman. Fascinating brother from Greenwood, Mississippi. Incidentally, Minister Clyde, got some Greenwood members in the house? Praise be to Allah. I'm from the Delta. I'm a son of the Delta. So we can represent. But Minister Clyde is a beautiful brother and helper of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, was a columnist and writer for Muhammad Speaks newspaper, covered Mississippi.
See, a lot of brothers in particular, and sisters, but brothers mostly, died to establish Islam in America. Died to establish it. And later on, those who call themselves the real Muslims, and we're not the real Muslims, they came after the fight was over. They didn't fight to establish it. They came after the fight was over. So when they say Salaam Alaikum, the Nation of Islam established that. That's it. No Sunnis, no Orthodox Muslims, none of them established Islam in America. It was the Nation of Islam that established Islam in America.
In the South, along with Minister Jeremiah Shabazz, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad appointed him as his minister in St. Louis, Missouri, and he also helped establish Muhammad's Mosque in Kansas City, Missouri. Well, in 1966, they tried to kill him. They shot him and 3 other brothers. One of the brothers they did kill. Minister Clyde was shot in the head, but Allah blessed him to survive. We serve a mighty God now. See, because, I don't want you to have this overcast of fear. Talking about some of these creative picture memes or whatever. Somebody had a photo, and was a photo, one of those old films from the early 20s.
Let's try to get
in prison. Some of them were thrown to the lion's den.
I'm trying to get to what happened to the brother. That's what I'm trying to get to. Wish I'd have found a short. He's going through the history of ministers that was killed. Minister James Shabazz in Newark, New Jersey. Then he's going through the history of ministers and members of the nation. But I gave the gist of what happened. The brother excuse me, the brother was taken out. He met his demise through the hands of others, through the hands of people who he thought was colleagues and friends of his when he knew better. When you know better, you have to do better. You can't let your guard down like that. You just can't. I mean, you have to think security minded at all times, no matter where you're at. You have to think security minded. Don't let your guard down because somebody come and smile in your face and invite you to go somewhere. And then a lot of times when they invite you to go somewhere, they want to invite you to go out to drink. They want to invite you to go out and get you out your mind and off your post. We have general orders. You have to walk your post in a perfect manner, keeping always on the alert. Those are that's one of the general orders. We have to always be on our posts and let no one make a nuisance on your posts. So therefore, if someone come and invite you to do something that they know that you are not about, or they come and they're being disturbing and they're being disorderly, they are creating a nuisance on your post. Never let anyone create a nuisance on your post. And that goes for the person who's holding the post. The person who's holding the post shouldn't make a nuisance on his own post. See, these lessons are important. These lessons are the disciplines, and these lessons, suffice us. I'm not an active member of the Nation of Islam. I'm not. Yet, what was taught to us suffice us all. If we just adhere to what we were taught, you just got to adhere to those lessons that we were taught. I'm not, quote unquote, a religious person. Never been. My attractiveness to the Nation of Islam was actually the militancy, the being the vanguard of the community, being able to go out and protect our people. That's what I liked about the nation, being the vanguard of our community, going out and protecting our people, being there for our people if we need each other. That's what attracted me. That's what will attract me to any organization, what they do. And the very first time I heard a NOI minister speak was the minister that I fell in the rank and file with, and that's the the General Abdul Kareem Muhammad. I only had to hear him speak one time. Peace be upon him. He transitioned last year, but before then, I was under his tutelage and his guidance for almost 4 decades. Almost 4 decades. Now, I was assigned to him by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He told us to take care of his brother and go wherever he goes and protect him. And I gladly, along with other brothers, did that. And that's what we have to do when it comes to each other. Now, we have to be aides of each other. When our brothers need us, we just have to be there for it. We have to make our word bond. If we say we're going to do something, we should do it. We should do it. If we say we're going to do something, we should do it. We should never, and if we're not able to keep that, commitment, we should give an update to our brothers and say, look, I'm not going to be able to do it, but don't just not do it. and give your brother a holler and say, look, brother, things happen, you know, because life do happen. And if you can't keep a commitment, at least allow the brother or sister to make alternate plans. Don't leave. Because if you call that brother and say, look, things have changed, you're not leaving him hanging. You're not. If you call the brother and give that brother at least a chance to make alternate arrangements. And, you know, you got to make your word bond, because we were taught our word is bond, our bond is life, and we would give our life before our word fail us. And if you give a brother or sister a call and say, look, something happened, I'm not going to be able to make that commitment, you're still making your word bond. At least you're not leaving that brother or that sister hanging. But a man does what he said he would do. And I know I'm speaking to men in this chat. I know this. I'm speaking to men in this chat. I'm not speaking to little boys in this chat. Nobody I see in this chat conduct themselves like little boys. Everybody in this chat right here conduct themselves like men, and the sister that's in the chat conduct herself like a woman. Welcome back, my brother, Maybach.
Salute, man. You still
Yes,
going
sir.
on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I just wanted to add this in too, you know, just in case I get off. I had to get off because StreamYard restream it's making my phone hot, and when my phone
Okay.
gets hot, yeah, it gets very staticky. So I didn't,
Yes,
you
sir.
know, I can still hear y'all, but on my end it's staticky, and that shit's like aggravating. But the real spill that I wanted to get to is that you know, I wanted to say I appreciate you, man, because like I said, um I've got some people that I've known for years, and there's a lot of things that I don't share with them, you know, but you know, with you, I felt comfortable to share like the things that I was going through. And to
Yes,
me,
sir.
I wanted to tell you that, you know, that means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, F for YouTube, but I also will say I'm appreciative of YouTube because there's some good people that you know, I got cool with over these past years. So I wanted to
Yes, sir.
tell you, man, you know, I appreciate you. Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't give my number out to too many people, you know, off of these social medias and stuff like that. But you're one of them that I felt, you know, comfortable enough to share what I was going through. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, you know, I have some other
Yes, sir.
people too. You know, I have some other
Yes, sir.
people, you know, like how you hit me up and I'm like, bro, you know, this is what I'm going through right now. And you're like, damn, you know, yo, man, prayers up. And, you know, so I just wanted to tell you, man, I appreciate you, man. Cause like I said, that's how we're measured in life. I don't know how much I could stress that, but I'm gonna stress that. Doesn't matter what degrees we end up with, what certificates we end up, how much property we own, how much money we make, how many cars we buy and drive. All of that means crap when you're not here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Because
sir.
we can't take none of that. The way we're
Yes, sir.
measured in life, from my understanding, and overstanding, is we're measured in life about the positive impact that you had on someone's life. That's what we're measured by. Because every funeral I've been to, there's people that had all types of certificates, they had all types of property, money. Nobody brings that up. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? No one brings none of that stuff up. You know, my godmother's funeral, my father's funeral, my grandmother's funeral, friends that I've had passed away in the last 6 years. No one talks about the things that they had, how much money they make. People talk about the impact that that person had on their lives. So I
Yes,
just
sir.
wanted to say salute you, man, because you know I was having like I wasn't having no mental breakdown, none of that. But you know, my mental state wasn't right at that particular time. And I wasn't
Yes,
trying
sir.
to, you know, a few people hit me behind the scenes like, yo, where's your live? You know, I love when you go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You at the beach, you showing the sun. I'm like, yo, this is what I'm going through. They're like, damn, my fault, Maybach. I'm hitting you here about some YouTube, but you got some shit going on. So I just
Yes,
wanted to
sir.
tell you I appreciate you, man. You know what I'm
I
saying?
appreciate you too, brother. You know, because I try my best to be a trustworthy brother. And if I call you brother, I'm gonna be that. It's not just something that I say to people. You know, I just say that word loosely. I don't do that. And I don't give my number out to people who I don't, you know, if I call you brother and I give you my number, I'm making myself accessible to you. You know, it's brothers who don't have my number, but that I would do that. I don't do it publicly, but if I want to get in touch with like Looney or P. Moses, I would get in touch with somebody who have their number and get their number, because I would want to do. I wouldn't want to end it up in the wrong hands.
Correct.
But you know, there's some brothers, you know, that I've contacted also on social media that, you know I got a brother in Boston. Put it that way.
Yeah. You already know.
I know I got a brother in Boston. We already talked behind the scenes about the package that's going to be sent to you in the near future. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And we're going to be headed up there to speak with you, and it's some things we're going to take care of, brother. Because everything is up to us. It's not up to nobody else to affect positive change in our people. It's going to be up to us, and we have to, we have to organize. We got to come together, literally, brother, literally.
Correct.
You know, literally.
Correct.
So, and I appreciate you too, brother.
Yeah, I just wanted that to, I wanted me to tell you that, because we don't do that enough with not saying just us. I'm just talking about in general. We don't salute other people that's doing very well. We don't let brothers know, hey man, I love you. If you need me for anything, I got you. We don't do that enough. There's a lot of belittling. There's a lot of hate and all of that. That's easy to do, but being positive, for the people that's because I don't like to say that I'm a righteous person. I've done a lot of bad, but I make sure that I make my wrongs right. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm
however I
striving.
do
I can say I'm striving.
that's a
I can
fact.
say I'm
That's
striving.
a fact.
That's
Same
all I
here.
can say is I'm striving. And brother said something that's pertinent. The sisters, we can't forget the sisters, because
Correct.
it's a lot of I'll be remiss in my duties to not say the sisters, because I'm married to one. You know what I'm saying? And that's who keep and maintain me. You know what I'm saying? So we can't forget the sisters, and because because it starts with us. So we have to get it established so we can bring our sisters in and we can organize and create a large family among our people. It's about the brotherhood and the sisterhood. You know what I'm saying? Coming together in affecting positive change, organizing, strategizing, and deputizing. Everybody playing their positions in what we need to do. Among our people.
Correct. Because again, I judge people like, it's easy to be around when everything is good, going great, but to me, I really measure people on, when in the time of need, people come around for that support, that means a lot. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for no one else, but I'm speaking for myself. Like I said, if you got tons of money, and I'm always around, that's cool and all. But am I around when things go, left, or when things ain't so high, when things is low? Am I around? That's when you show true friendship, loyalty, whatever you want to call it. So I just wanted you to let you know that, man. You know what I mean? So it's the words
Yes,
of
sir.
wisdom.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, brother.
That's how we grow, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So I just wanted to let you know that, man. You know what I'm saying? This ain't for show.
I
This ain't
appreciate it.
rehearsed. You know that. I didn't say, yeah, go live, and then when you close, I'm gonna this is real. You know what I'm saying? From one brother to another. So you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Salute to you, brother. I appreciate you also. Just want to let you know, brother. I appreciate all the brothers. And Looney, I don't know if you I don't know if the brother Mouthpiece told you, but I gotta get you on this joint that we doing, brother. The self-destruction, brother. We're gonna 2026 that, and I need your voice, brother. I need your voice on that joint, bro. And that's gonna be incredible when we do it. We're not gonna be doing some production until I'm going through a transition now. But once I'm gonna go live and tell the brothers I'm ready when I'm ready to start that, because I even got DJ Cuddy involved in it. You know what I'm saying? Already got DJ Cuddy involved in it also. And this is going to be something, it's going to be one of them ones. And your brother's even going to spit bars. I might even get my wife. Me and my wife might even go back and forth. We might even go back and forth because she can spit too. I might go back and forth with her, you know what I'm saying? Spitting bars, you know. I do the front, she do the back, and go back and forth. We might even do that, me and the missus. So I'm gonna talk to her about that. You know, she got wordplay and cadence too. So yeah, we gonna do this thing, brother. It's about that camaraderie on all facets, brother, all levels. You know what I'm saying? We net and we work. That's what we do.
A fact. Definitely a fact. Yeah, you said you was gonna sing too. I remember hearing that.
I mean, yeah, you know, I do that too. I mean, I was surprised the hell out you, bro. You'd be like, God damn, I didn't know, brother, I didn't know.
Nah, listen, man. I already know you don't just compose. You know what I'm saying? You told me. You know what I mean? You told me the skills that you have. So you know,
Yeah,
I don't put nothing past no one. You know what I
when
mean?
you hear May, it's mostly that. I mean, that's mostly my pen.
Yeah,
That's my pen. Lyrically, that's my pen. Production, that's me. So you know, I could write, I could produce. I mean, I was singing before I did anything. My mother said, she think I've been singing longer than I've been talking. My mother used to say that. My mother used to say that all the time. Boy, you've been singing before you talked. So that's my thing, brother. But haven't done it in about 2 years though. But once I start, I can do it. All I gotta do is open up.
Yeah.
But my brother, I appreciate you coming through. I'm gonna land this right here. You know, I'm gonna play a little bit of this Nolan Wells, you know, the family. You know, they got Benjamin Crump, Al Sharpton, you know, they're not litigating attorneys, but they do come and they get, because you know, when you can't bring your child back, you want some type of justice. You know what I'm saying? And they do get some type of justice, even if it's monetary. They do get some type of justice. But you know, but me, I would get another lawyer. I would have more than one lawyer. I would have a lawyer that will get me my monetary justice, and I want somebody to be held accountable in other ways too. So I mean, I wouldn't just go for getting a civil case taken care of, not just civil, because a civil lawyer, they litigate, but they don't litigate criminally.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? They litigate to get money, to get, you know, to get money for the families that took a loss.
Correct.
And he's doing his job according to, people may call him an ambulance chaser, but he's doing his job based on the kind of lawyer he is.
Correct.
And you know, that's where he went to school, to be a civil lawyer.
Because once he got active on it, you know, it went to mainstream. You know what I mean? Before that, it was just content creators covering it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They was they did an interview with Michael Strahan. I forgot what's the thing program he's on.
Good Morning America, I believe.
Correct. Yeah. Good Morning America. So that is getting national attention, as it should, you know, but hopefully, you know, national attention is cool and all, but we want real something serious to happen. You know what I mean? And I just found out too, that I don't know whose parent, but one of the parents was on the boat as well too. Now they saying
they say the father with one of the boys, the suspected the suspects.
Yeah, father, one of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's crazy. You know, that's how we have to do it. We have to stay on top of it. We have to be steadfast and not allow them to do what they did to us when it came to Carmelo Anthony, because they was able to railroad that young brother right in our face, brother. They was able to, on the prosecution side and on the defense side, they was able to do that to him right in our face, right under our damn nose, brother. They was setting the brother up. And that right there, to me, it don't sit right with me, because we need to be on it. I know people say, well, we shouldn't talk about this so much. We shouldn't talk about this so much. Okay, do your stream about it. Give your your take on it.
Mhm.
But we have to be steadfast
Correct.
when we
Correct.
talk about these things, because we're dealing with a people who depending on us to have short-term memory.
Correct.
They're
Correct.
dependent on us to not be steadfast and have short-term memory and a short attention span. They depend on that, bro. So we have to, when somebody come tell you we shouldn't be talking about something so much that's this damn severe, we need to tell them to get the hell away from you, bro. Because
That's a
if
fact.
somebody's son lost their life, it was your life, you would want people to be talking about that shit.
Correct.
If
That's
it's
why I
your
did
son,
3 lives.
if
That's why I did 3
if it
lives
was your
about it.
son, would you want somebody to forget about it? No, you wouldn't.
Oh no. That's why
You
I
wouldn't.
did multiple lives on it. That's why I waited to get the facts, right? Because again, only a fool speak on what he don't know. And me, I wanted to come with the
Yes,
facts.
sir.
Come with
Understood,
the
bro.
facts. Yeah, put out the facts first, then give my assessment, give my opinion, my point of view of everything. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So, that's why I kept stressing, like, why am I going to talk about Jay-Z's concert? What is that going to do? So I'm supposed to like, yeah,
I don't care about that, bro.
that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Correct. Go
I
ahead.
mean, watching it is one thing, but for me to actually get on a social media and talk about that, I don't give a damn about no damn entertainment.
That's a
I
fact.
mean, saying, as far as like on that level, I'm constantly talking about entertainers with bro. This right here is more important.
That's a
Right
fact.
here, this video I have up now and the ones that I played, that's more important.
Correct.
Because to the brothers and sisters, our age and our peers, to our elders, to our toddlers, pitter patter. If we don't, it's stranger danger, brother. We can't trust nobody.
That's a fact.
We have to turn to each other, bro.
Correct.
And anyone among us prove themselves to be untrustworthy, we get them away from us. That's how we had to do things.
Correct.
We ostracize that person from us. If we deem them with truth that untrustworthy, get them away from us. That's it.
Correct.
Don't come around us. Because if you don't mean us no good, don't come around us. And we trying to tell you nice, so we don't got to do nothing to you. Don't come around us.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I agree. I agree, bro. Yeah, whenever you're ready, to play that. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Teaching, he could feel that something wasn't right. So he was just a special kid. Like, he was a special kid, but again, just heart was so big. And we're gonna miss him dearly. But we are grateful, especially to our friend Tashima, who actually was one of the people who helped us that night. She went and picked up his cell phone from where it was, and then provided that to us, because we of course contacted authorities to figure out who to do the report with, whether it was the county or the city, which then turned into DMR, who I contacted immediately from there. And, but so our friend actually, when I called her, Nolan is best friends with her 2 sons, Jalen and Javon. When I called her, I said, Tashima, have you seen Nolan? He's missing. No one has seen him. No one has talked to him. The boys were actually with her sons. So they opened up their Snapchat, because a lot of the kids do have their locations where they're tracking one another. So one of the boys says, well, it's showing that, I can't exactly remember what his location was showing, but my Life 360 location was showing something completely different. It was actually showing that his phone was like he was on land. And so we ended up, she received the phone from that parent, and then we met up where his car was, which was at a separate location. There were issues obtaining the key, but even so, there was just a lot of.
Tell them about what happened with the key.
So I'm gonna let my husband tell you about that, because he actually went up to the door to get the key, because at that point I was just not in my right mind. This has just been an awful situation, just terrible.
Elmore Wansley, the father.
Okay, so the situation with the key. When we got to the house, a few of his friends, they were already there, and they were at the door in the house, asking questions. So when I walked up, they were getting, things were getting kind of intense. So I turned to them and told them, I need you guys to calm down. I don't do this to me right now. I need them to kind of trust me so they can give me something. So I was able to calm them down. So the guy, he's in one of the pictures. He came out of the room, half sleep or whatever, where I think Jack's or whatever. And I said, look, I'm Nolan's father. I'm here to get his keys, so I can get his car. I said, he's like,
his car was in the yard.
His car's parked in the yard. So he was like, I don't know, man. Nolan's like my brother. I said, well, if Nolan was like your brother, would you please go in your room and see if you can find my son's keys so I can take his car home? He walks off, 2 or 3 minutes, come back. I can't find the keys. I said, okay. So at that point, I get the boys and I move them out the house because I didn't want them to go into the house and start tearing up these people's houses because they'd never be a whole new situation. So walk outside by the car. One of the guys that was in the house with us, he was on the phone with a girl, and the girl told him that Nolan's keys were on top of this Jack's guy's Xbox in the house because apparently she was there with him earlier. So he goes back up to the door by himself, and 5 minutes later, the keys come out. So now I feel like you done lied to me. So now I'm really like in distrust with you. But as far as that night goes, if I knew anyone who had a boat, I would have went out that night looking for my son. We tried, but I don't have friends with boats. But if I knew someone with one, I would have went out that night. And it so happened that his coach saw all the stuff on Facebook that next morning and called and contacted me like 5 in the morning, asked me, did we want to go out? And I told him yes. So within an hour, he was at the dock. We met him and we went out. We docked the boat, got out the boat, walked on the island, walked a pretty nice stretch, came back, got back on the boat, went around the island, looked, came back around, and where we went to, that's where apparently they say that his body floated up. I don't know a lot about water currents over there, but I would think that we would have saw his body. And
Yeah, I agree with the brother because if you are combing an island, you searching an island that meticulous and that long, the whole entire place, you would have seen something. I agree with the brother.
there was a family that stayed a night on the island, like actually tented out on the island. So if he was left, he would have saw that family on the island, and there was 2 other boats docked, so he would have had help. So I don't know. I don't know. I think we stayed there for like an hour and a half. That's when Jackson County and the sheriff department showed up, and they were going to do their rounds. And I had a classmate of mine, him and his 2 boys, they came out and they searched, and then they got back in touch with me and said the Coast Guard had finally showed up in airplanes. So
What is crazy about this is all these people out here searching for this young brother's body. None of them can find it, but all of a sudden it shows up. That right there do not sit right with me. It just shows up out of nowhere after everybody searched for it. Nah.
Exactly. That's how you know he was placed there.
Yeah, brother. He was placed there. He was placed there. After, they wait till everybody was gone, and then they created the crime scene by placing him there. Yeah. But the whole place to me is a crime scene.
Hey.
The whole entire place. Crazy.
Critical. What Elmore is saying is they went out on Sunday, and
the tide, if it brought his body up, he went missing on July 4th, as they say. His body should have been there on July 5th. Why would it not appear to July 6th? And that's one of those things that's just not adding up. And the fact that if he stayed behind on the island, there were boats there. There were.
If that body wasn't full of water and he was like actually like bloated and blown up, no water inside his body, they are full of shit. Because that's how a body wash up. A body do not wash up and be normal. It's not. It don't be normal when it wash up, because the only reason why it comes up is because it's full of water. That's why it comes up and wash up to a a shore, wherever you may find it. But that's not. It's a whole lot of nefarious BS that went on, and the fact that the sheriff ruled it. He ruled it a accidental drowning, and without, I'm kind of lost of words with this shit, bro. It's crazy, bro.
For real, man. Lying ass led better, man. That's the name of the sheriff.
What's the sheriff's name?
Lying ass led better.
Metcalf?
No, led better.
Okay. I'm about to say what? Yeah, I did see the name, but sometimes these things, it's hard to speak about because I'm looking at the look of these parents' faces, brother, and mothers go through this, what I'm saying, and fathers go through this, but look at the look on this man's face, this brother's face. A mother automatically gonna be destroyed because she carried that. You know what I'm saying? It grew inside her. It was actually attached to her. But look at the distraught look on this father's face, for him losing his son in that manner. And it's not the natural order of things. You know what I'm saying? It's not the natural order of things. Nobody send their baby out to go have fun for this to happen. It's I can see it in his face that he's in a lot of pain. Both of these parents, that they're in a lot of pain. Crazy. Yeah, that's what he's doing, my brother Looney. He's trying to stay strong and to be strong because he has another child and he has to be strong for the wife. And I think that's what he's doing, being strong for the wife and being strong for, because can you imagine? He had a little brother. He had a little brother. The brother Nolan Wells had a little brother too. Crazy, brother.
Somebody had to see something. That's why it's not adding up. And that's what they're saying. It's just not adding up.
Yes. And if he was there 2 days, somebody on the island would be able to
Would have seen
verify
him.
that. 2 days and nobody's come forward and say, no, he was with us, or no, we saw
That's a
him.
fact.
It
Correct.
just does not make sense. Make it make sense.
And the fact that the friends are so detached and inaccessive, that right there, brother, that part right there is the most betraying to me.
Correct.
That's betrayal to me. When you're not accessible, somebody that considered you their friend, you know what I'm saying, and you can be that inaccessible to them and you're changing you're deleting all your social media platforms, and nobody can contact you, and then you're lawyering up, and your parents is, telling you not to cooperate with authorities. That's betrayal, because I know if that was my friend, I'll be going off.
Right.
How the hell my boy end up, unalived? How did he end up unalive? But not only that, if they'd have found both of us as anything, bro, because I don't get down like that. Yo, bro, let's go, man. Let's go.
Yeah, come step outside for a minute. Let me holler at you.
We go together, we leave together. That's how that goes.
Well, the real friends are talking. I don't know if y'all know that.
Yeah, I'm talking about that. That's what I said. The real friends are
Yeah,
talking,
the real friends are talking. Yeah,
the ones that
not the pale ones. Correct. Yeah.
Exactly. The real friends
Correct.
are talking, and they don't like what the hell went down.
Correct. That's
They
why.
don't.
That's why. Go ahead. My fault. Go ahead, brother.
You got it, brother. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's why I titled it like, justice for him, a lot of unanswered questions. Because
Yes,
it
sir.
don't make sense. That's why I wrote in the chat. Because when I heard that again, I don't know about anybody else's brain. When something is presented to me, in order for my brain to process it, it has to be logic and it got to be reality. It's got to make sense.
Yes,
And when
sir.
I heard that the park ranger found his body on the north part of Horns Beach or Horn Beach, and it wasn't, they said that the coroner said that his body wasn't, the word is waterlogged. I said, hold on, that doesn't make no sense. So they can't rule it drowning then. It's just like, I don't know if y'all know about Jimi Hendrix, right? When they did,
Exactly.
when they did an autopsy on Jimi Hendrix, I'm just bringing it up, even though it's two different things. But the point I'm making is, they try to say that Jimi Hendrix, unalived himself by drinking, but when the autopsy was done, they said the fluid or the alcohol was after the fact that he was unalive. See, this is what I'm saying. Coroners know by what's in your stomach. So
Oh
if he
yeah.
had like a sub sandwich 4 hours ago, they would know, oh, he ate this steak and cheese sub 5 hours before he was unalive.
They're gonna find out the
There you
medical
go. Correct.
examiner find out.
Correct. And that's why Colin Kaepernick paid for an independent autopsy to be done, which is smart to me.
Because for a body to wash up, brother.
Yeah. I know what
That,
you meant by that. Yeah, I got it. Yep. Go ahead.
that was a drowning, bro.
Correct.
It's supposed to be water in it. That person
Correct.
supposed to be puffed up.
Correct. And fluid all up in your lungs and in your body.
Especially after a whole day or two. Like
Correct.
that's a long ass time.
Correct. But again, make it make sense, right? Like Sharpton said. And I'm glad they pinpointing a lot of this, because when Ben Crump first spoke to a local news or whoever with news, there was key things that he left out. I know there's a lot to process and you got to remember stuff. You're doing tons of interview. I get all of that. But when the lady said, so what key things is coming up? He mentioned the phone, but he didn't stress that the phone was on a facial ID. So that means you have to put the person's face, or the person has to put their face to unlock the phone. See, I have that feature. Go ahead.
That means that they took the phone, put it to his face to unlock it.
There you go. So that means they have the body. So that's what I'm saying. Just what you just said, by me sharing that, you said that's how I'm processing everything. So how did they give the mother the phone unlocked? Because the first thing she noticed when she looked at the phone, not it being unlocked, but the first thing she said is there was messages deleted. Then they asked her, how do you know that? She says, I have an app connected to my phone, connected to my son's phone. Like, we have all these high-tech stuff now. You see what I'm saying? That you could put and add to your phone
Oh yeah.
and all of that. Yeah, exactly. You lose your phone, especially with the iPhones. Go ahead.
But you know what? But you know what, though, brother? They have what they have in information technology. Technology is what called a data footprint.
There you go. Correct.
The data footprint. Even if you erase something,
correct,
you can still recover it with the data footprint. Nothing's. It may be erased out of your
phone or whatever, but yeah,
out of your device.
Correct.
But a tech, especially a federal tech that works for like the FBI, federal government, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Any skilled IT tech
Mm-hmm.
can get any information that was deleted with the data footprint. Salute to the comrade, old dude. So when you delete something, it doesn't mean that it's just deleted out of your
Correct.
device.
Correct.
But through that data footprint, they still can recover everything you
Correct.
deleted. So
Correct.
so that's what they need to be focusing on: data footprint.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm pretty sure, because I said the same thing too. They got these police departments, they got these high tech, the tech people, the IT people that could track and find everything. We already know every time you move, you're pinging off of different cell towers. That's
That's,
another thing
that's how
too.
they would find it. They was
Correct.
because the device was pinging in certain
Mhm.
areas.
Correct. Because my next live I'm doing is the flock cameras. I already did it, but now flock cameras can also so if you got a cell phone in the car, it can pick up on that too and track that. So that's the new thing that they added to the flock cameras. And I
Yep.
don't know if y'all seen that, but yeah, they knocking a lot of them down too.
Turn your phone into a GPS device or tracking
Mhm.
device.
There you go.
See,
There you
people see, we have to be mindful of what they introduce to us as something new and innovative. A lot of us want to get things that's new and innovative. Oh yeah, I can't wait to get this, or can't wait to get that. And they introduce that, they put that technology in your car. You think your car is like is technologically elite, but all that stuff is doing is serving to your detriment. And now you have to take it to a certain mechanic. You can't repair. You can't take it to your mechanic. You got to take it to who they want to charge. So they can charge you an astronomical amount of money. They actually have this technology out now that you can't take it to your mechanic, and if you do take it to your mechanic, there's a penalty for it.
Correct.
It's crazy. Like they started off. What they started off with? That softened us up. They started off with the OnStar and the Sirius XM and all that other stuff. We thought we was fly with that shit, but that shit ain't nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy. You don't hear nothing about Sirius satellite radio no more. None of that shit.
No,
That's crazy.
You're right, brother. Because I did a live about it, talking about how these so-called not so-called, but the junkyard so-called catching on fire, right? Why? Because there's old cars and parts there,
Yeah,
and they
people
want
can
to.
go and
Correct.
people can go get a catalytic converter. They can go get an alternator. They can go get
Correct.
a door. You know what I'm saying? They can go whatever they
Correct.
want. All they gotta do is, if they want to replace a door, they go get this certain part they want, and then take it, get their tent color for their car, and then paint it. And it's like they got a new door.
Correct. And I mentioned too, the CEO or president of Ford met up with Trump a few times trying to pass a bill to where you can't fix your Ford truck. You have to go to where they say, like, listen, man, people, man, like you said, people see the technology and they say, oh, they say it's costing them too much money to spend on paper to put our documents on paper, so they want to, and it's just like, yeah, you that's an excuse to me to say, yes, I want that. So you want everything on something that can be hacked and everybody can get you. Listen, man,
Serve
again,
to your detriment, bro. All that shit served
correct,
to your detriment, bro. But they
correct.
introduce it to you as something new and innovative, and
Mm-hmm.
then when you're traveling
Mm-hmm.
and you're traveling, put it this way: you miss a payment on that damn car, you're not gonna be able to drive it. They're gonna
That's
shut it. They're gonna shut it the hell down.
Mm-hmm.
Your key fob not gonna damn work, brother.
Correct. Now they talking about what you just said too with the OnStar. When you purchase a new car, you're gonna have it for only a month, and after that, you gotta pay for it like a subscription. You gotta pay $10.99. This video's going viral showing that people had OnStar. They had certain features on the car that they purchased with the car. After a month or two, the dealership is telling them they got to pay a monthly fee to get that feature back. GPS and all that. Yo, man, listen.
It can even be your damn starter, Maybach.
That's a fact.
You
That's a
gotta pay.
fact.
You gotta pay for your
Uh-huh.
starter, brother.
Listen,
they
the new cars is like that. The new surveillance cars. If you
shut
got a call, let's just say, right? I call you. I said, "Yo, brother Nasir, I need you out here, man. There's something going down in Boston." Now your heart rate is up. You get in the car won't start because your heart rate is up. It's gonna deem you not what's the word? Like dangerous to drive because your heart rate is up.
I heard about that. I heard
Yeah.
about.
Yo, listen, and people will see that and say, that's never gonna happen. Then they can't do that. And that's the people that I don't want to be nowhere near me, because
Yes,
they the
sir.
ones who just think everything is just a conspiracy
Yo,
theory.
and also, brother, people don't always do what they supposed to do. When you say if somebody won't do something or they can't do something, we're in a lawless ass society as this one, brother. You're never supposed to say what somebody won't at least try.
Yeah, correct.
Won't you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Whether
yeah.
they pull it off or not, because of us we'll rebel against the tyranny, whatever they try to do. But we cannot say what these demons won't try, bro. You
Correct.
cannot.
Correct.
You
Correct.
can't
Bro,
say that, bro.
that's what that go
We
ahead.
are amongst wicked ass people, bro. You can't say what they
Correct.
won't try, bro.
Correct. And that's my thing. How you being rocked to sleep? You don't think these people are working 360 to 65? They already got the next 10-year plan already. They already got the 10 to 20-year plan already in position.
Brother, they weren't supposed to do a lot of shit that we were inflicted with.
Facts.
They weren't
Facts.
supposed to do it. They shouldn't have done that, but they did the shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I never put nothing past or what somebody will and will not try.
I'll tell you one of the things, because I'll never forget the credit card. You know, people are like, oh, no, they're not gonna do that. And they did it. It came, right? They still listen, man, it's happening. The cashless society is coming. They just slowly rolling everything to us.
I'm gonna tell you, brother, it took me a long time. My wife
Mhm.
will attest. It took me a long time for me to get direct deposit, because I was always a type that always my mindset was, if I don't have it in my hand, it's not mine.
That's a fact.
It was
That's a
always my mindset. It has to be in my hand for it to be mine.
Correct. Correct.
Brother, I
Yep.
was cashing check and keeping money in the house for a long
Mhm.
time. I was
Mhm.
just letting money pile up in the house for a long time
I do
because
that.
because I was always the type that thought, if it's not mine, if it's not in my hand.
Correct. Correct.
But
Yeah.
you you're tapping I mean, they're tapping their phone now, bro. I see
Oh yeah.
these kids. They're thinking it's cool, bro. They tap their
Correct.
phone now and pay for stuff, bro.
Correct, correct. I see it too. I see it too. Oh yeah, just yo, look, I just paid for it through Apple Pay, or I just tapped my phone on the thing and I paid it. I'm like, okay, you think that's cool? That's crazy.
I
Watch
did
what
a
happens.
I did a stream last year, brother, about the implantable biomicrochip and how
Mhm.
people are making purchase with the finger and
Mhm.
the top of their hand, and
Yep, yep.
thinking it's cool because you can go make a purchase with all you gotta do is swipe your hand or use a finger to make a purchase. You get something out the vending machine, or you can make a purchase at the register, and they thought the shit was cool, bro. But I'm like, yo, nobody putting nothing in me. I'm not going for that because nah, that's too much control for me.
Correct,
It's too much
correct.
control.
They got it in certain countries already. You know, people
Facts.
went
They do.
and
Do.
yeah,
They
and
do.
they went to go get it. Voluntarily they went to go get it. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Yeah, and people don't think these people ain't working, and they working.
They,
You know.
it shut you down like that, bro. If you become rebellious,
Mm-hmm.
you go look at your
Mm-hmm.
bank account, man. They got all zeros, man.
Correct. China does it, man. Where
Because
if you don't buy by their rule, they shut you down. You can't even go get nothing from the grocery store because you violated something. And people don't think that that can happen out here. That's what's I find
they say it
crazy.
can't happen because they miss what they what I'm looking for. They uh I won't say it like this, because they don't think that people's evil. People can be that evil. And based on history, we should know that they could.
Correct. Correct.
Yes, especially based on
Correct.
You know
history,
what I'm
brother.
saying?
Brother, yes.
All we have to
Indeed.
do is look at history, and we will know
Correct.
that could be, and they would be that damn evil and vindictive.
Bro, the crazy thing is, you being like a few years older than me, we seen these things in cartoons, right?
Sure
And
did.
you know, when we was kids, right, in the 80s, whatever, 70s, we was thinking like that. That's the time to think naive to me. You know, we can't be grown and thinking, man, they introduce a lot of the truth and facts in movies. I remember watching the movie with Tom Cruise with the car that looks invisible and all of that. I forgot, I think Minority Report, where there's no real screen. He presses something. Like, man, they show you these things in movies, and then like, come on. Come
And
on.
don't forget the Terminator. Don't forget
A little
Terminator 1 and 2.
Yeah, yeah, facts.
even the little rides they have, brother. You know, you remember on the on the Jetsons, the little ride
I
with the
was just
two.
about to say, there you go.
They
Correct.
I see those all over my city, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
even the TVs on the wall, and what we're doing now, bro. What's on the jet? Oh, it's on the Jetsons. You know,
Correct.
being able to talk to each other and see each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They never talked on the phone. They went to a screen
Correct.
on the
Correct.
Jets, and
Correct.
somebody showed up and they talked that way.
Correct.
Only
Correct.
thing I don't see now is this the suitcase with the car. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hey. Speaking of which, they did just create the flying car. Did y'all see that?
I mean, they do have a flying car, but what I'm
Yeah.
saying, like
Yeah.
George Jetson carrying the suitcase, and then
Correct. Correct.
but all that everything else, brother, the two-wheel thing when you're standing up riding,
Mm-hmm.
I see those all over my city, brother. On my way to
Correct.
work, you standing up
Correct.
straight,
Yeah.
moving, brother, just standing up straight, moving.
Yeah. The flying cars, yeah, I've been seeing those. They supposedly waiting. It has to do with what is it called? Like air traffic control, like how high they can fly, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. They what is it? Dubai, they already have some built. They just waiting for, you know, all of these other things to pass or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Because that's their next plan. They already got the underground thing. If you go to Vegas out here and you trying to go to one of the casinos, you can get a ride underground and it cuts like an hour off. You could look this up. It's in Teslas.
That's
I don't
crazy.
know if it was Elon Musk that built it. Yeah, it drives underground and then it comes up above ground and then
They
you
got
get
that
out the
same thing at the banks. They got that same thing at the banks. That the little thing that goes to. They got that for people, bro.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to the drive through.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You put your money in and
Oh yeah, the tube. Yeah, the tube
they
thing.
got
Yep.
that for people, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
You should
Yeah.
do clean to the other side of the city, brother. Vacuum.
Correct. Yep. They already said they have that. Supposedly you can go from the West Coast to the East Coast in amount of like minutes. All right. In the amount of minutes you can get to the East Coast underground, you know.
I don't want to travel that goddamn fast, bro. That's a long way. It's 3,000 miles. I don't want to travel that shit would be scary, brother. Because I remember, brother, my first time going. You know when you go on the water rides, brother.
Uh-huh.
And you go in the tube and you go.
Yep.
First time getting in that damn thing was scary, but the second time I was cool with it. But I didn't know I was gonna go that damn fast through that thing, bro.
Yeah. You're talking about the tubes in the water parks, right?
In the water park, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I mess with, the water parks. I don't do, not up here in Jersey. I mean, if I go somewhere else, I probably do. This water up here is not, it don't look big enough, brother.
Hold on, y'all got the Hudson too, right? No,
we got the Hudson River. We
Okay.
got Seaside Heights and
Yeah.
the Jersey Shore. Put it that way, the Jersey
Yeah.
Shore.
Yeah.
I
Oh
don't
yeah.
mess with that. I don't mess with the
Listen,
Jersey.
man, this you already know what's in them waters from the Italian mob and all of that. The same thing
Yeah.
out here, brother. I showed the water one time on the live, and somebody was like, "Hold on, is that really how the water's looking, or is it just coming out on my?" I said, "No, that's how it's really looking over here."
The further south you get, the more bluer the water is. But
There you go.
the further north you get, brother, that water
Murky.
starts looking like
Murky.
tea.
It's murky.
Like, I don't swim in that water, bro. I don't get in that water, bro.
That's a fact. You don't know
Nope.
what's in it. You don't know what's in it, man.
I do the water parks. I do water parks, slides, all that stuff. I don't do the Jersey Shore. I mean, I would behold it. I go out there and behold it. I go on the jetty, walk on the jetty, and all that stuff. Go out like that. But as far as like getting in it, I don't mess with that like that. Holistic Bro, T. Blackell, salute. Good to see you. Peace.
Yo, salute to the chat again, man. Whoever's tuned in, tapped in, salute to the chat, man. Everybody that tapped in, that's still here. Salute, man. Definitely salute.
They definitely can keep Jersey Shore water, brother. They can keep that, brother. Don't mess with it.
Oh yeah, salute Mouthpiece too, man. Y'all both did a live. You was live on your platform, and then y'all was live on his platform, man. That was good dope content, man. You know what I mean? Dope content. Even if I'm not engaged in the chat, I am listening. Believe that. You know, believe that. I'd rather listen to real shit, man, than listen to bullshit. You know what I mean?
Indeed. Let us listen to a few more minutes of this, and then we're gonna wrap this up, comrades.
Yes, sir.
Just one last thing. With cell phone deleted messages. I'm sorry. I thought my voice was loud enough. One last thing. We want to have Christine talk about the cell phone from her perspective before they tell you who Nolan was, and then we'll take your questions.
So when we made it home, my sister and I actually went through Nolan's cell phone, particularly Snapchat, because that is so popular with the children. And when we opened it up, there was nothing. There were no saved pictures. There were no snaps from that day. And we did open it before the 24-hour expiration. So we found that very concerning, only because anyone who's ever been around Nolan will tell you at social gatherings, he's taking videos, he's taking pictures, he's even come up to me when I'm getting ready to go to bed. Hey, Ma, come on, take a picture of me. You know, like he's just, that was Nolan. So that's why we feel that things may have been deleted, was because of the fact that there was nothing in either one of his accounts. But I do want to say this. I would hope that any parent who, God forbid, would be in our situation, I would hope that you would do the same thing. I would hope that you would ask for any help, receive any help to get answers, because at the end of the day, that's all we want. We just want to know. We just want to know what happened and why our baby didn't come home. Like that's our biggest thing. And we are so grateful to everyone, family, friends, classmates, United Cajun Navy, everybody that's assisted us. We appreciate you. There's not enough thank yous that we could say or give to you, but I just, we just want to know. We want an honest, thorough investigation. That's all we're asking for. That's it.
We're going to end this right here, or land this right here, and thank everyone for coming through, hanging out with your brother, the comrade Maybach, the comrade Mouthpiece, the comrade Big Dog Philly OG. I thank all you three for coming up, hanging out with your brother, chopping up and contributing to the stream. Brother, I really appreciate that. I appreciate your contributions to the stream. You know this is home to you. You know, I'll send you the link, and this is home to you. You know, and anytime you need the platform, just say so. And my brother Looney, Sister Holistic Royalty by Kells, Old Dude, P. Moses, Shawanda Williams. Let me see who else. Big Dog Philly OG, Bronze Flat Power God, the Sister Navi Poet. Thank you all for coming through and hanging out with the brother. It's greatly appreciated. You know, we have to be steadfast and stay on point with these topics because they depend on us to drop the ball. They depend on us to be forgetful. They depend on us to have short-term memory. And they'll tell us that we shouldn't talk about it so much. But no, we're not going out like that. We have to stay on point and stay on these topics because we don't want them telling our family members, like Nolan Wells' family, those are our family members, that their son, not being here is not a problem. We don't want them saying it to them. We want to get to the bottom of this. And we need to let them know that all of us who are talking about this are concerned and we are not going nowhere. And justice for Nolan. Straight up, justice for Nolan. And we're going to make that viral. We're going to make that not a hashtag. That's what we want for this brother and his family. Because we're not buying that this is an accidental drowning. We're not buying that. No, just can't tell us. We really need to be offended when somebody tell us these things. It should offend us when somebody say accidental drowning. It should really anger us when they tell us this in our face, when they play with our emotions and they insult us like that. Someone who could swim, accidentally drowned. We're not going for that. My brothers, you want to do closing statement and spill before you go. Please do so.
Man, I agree with everything you say, man. And feelings mutual. Likewise, man. Appreciate you for having me up here. Dope content, dope show. You know what I'm saying? You always send me the link, so I appreciate that. Even if I don't come up, like I said, I'll be in the chat and always listening, even if I'm not engaging in the chat. But I always try to make some time. But I appreciate you, man. Like I said, dope live. I'm about to share it on my platform as well.
Yes, I appreciate it, brother. Peace to my brother, Big Mouthpiece, the other comrade. You have a problem with his device, but I appreciate him for coming up. I appreciate you both for coming up. I appreciate Big Dog Philly OG for coming up, and I'm appreciative to the chat. Appreciative to the wife, because sometimes I have long strings and she will listen and watch the whole thing. And I appreciate that. She's the executive director and she's the one who actually encouraged me to do this. So very appreciative to her. And until next time, I'll leave you all the way I came before you, in the greeting words of peace. Until next time, this is The Enemy's Public. I am Bro.Nasir. Like, share, subscribe. Hold on, my brother want to say something before he leave, and he must be allowed to do so. Brother, you want to close out? Big brother, you want to close out? Mouthpiece? Guess the brother Mike's not together. Mic check, mic check. You want to close out, brother? Well, till next time, again, I'll leave you be as I came before you in the greeting words of peace. Like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. Peace.
Production. Giving out instruction. Hey. I just keep it intact, this is a fact, right and exact, I won't step back. Admiration is the feeling that inspires your brain to make you gain self-knowledge, not go insane.